a day or two for them to write it up.
So wait, did you pay them yet?
Hmm?
You paid them without a contract?
Yep,
Why would you do that?
So I can lock it in, not have to worry about it.
Are you sure that it's like
And we're live.
not a scam?
Yeah, it was on the website.
First class?
Yep.
What the hell's a Sprinter van?
It's the 14 passenger van. It was 14, now it's 13 because you can't sit up front because of COVID.
You keep saying that, baby.
I know, and you're not getting it.
Class.
What's up, gents?
What do I do? First class.
Greetings and salutations. I gotta make this. I'm trying to get this on.
Derek?
Whatchamacallit? The
It's just
chat.
called first class.
Yeah. Just search up first class transportation.
I did. It comes up first.
Discord.
In Allentown?
Chat.
Or Mullica Hill?
Jersey.
I'm assuming it's Mullica Hill. First Class Travel Club LLC?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it says First Class Transportation.
No, it's the LLC one.
They don't have any reviews.
Nice. What's up, Ken? Shit. Can I add? I might be able to add it on here. No, of course I can't. I was gonna try and add a picture on there. Let me see if I can pull it up. I think I ordered 5 of them. Pictures.
Oh, you're so gross. He's literally chewing on your dirty sock.
Nice. Download. Yep, there they are. All right, let me share my screen. Nice, yeah. Dude, me and Noob go way back. We started when we had like, I don't know, 200-300 subscribers. We met each other and just like grew our channels together. Window. Video output, media source, display capture. I can't really see it. Unless I bring it up. There you go. That's what they look like.
There.
Hmm.
I don't think this is right. This is like destination stuff. Thank you. That's completely different than what you told me.
Is it first class?
It's first class luxury limos.
Oh yeah.
You just told me it was first class LLC.
It's alright. It's great. Shit, I should probably keep those up. Image.
This makes me feel better. They have a 4.9 rating.
Good.
It's getting a little nervous there.
Dude, the dice looks sick. Put that up there. The marble ones are going to be, I ordered 100 of them, so that way when I see people live or face to face, I can give them out. Or if I play against them and they're dirtbags, I can give them out.
Oh.
It's like specialty dice.
I found it.
And then green and silver sold out in 2 hours. And then orange, I just love the color orange, so I thought it looked sick. And then blue, because of Night Lords and Chaos Space Marines. So got a couple different varieties. I ordered 1,700, so 1,600 that I'm going to be able to sell. Because I'm not selling the marble ones, but I just thought it was cool. Cool. What do we got tonight? We got Reindeer's Revenge, Broken Goblet Brewery. Is it Broken Goblet? No, it's Iron Hill Brewery. Right? Reindeer's Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I get a growler, but they didn't have growlers anymore, so I need some fucking music.
Why do you sit like cursing?
That is what I do. I found out that I don't think you get as much monetization if you curse. So that's why we don't make that much.
The hell is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why? Alright, so you paid what?
$350.
Yeah. Mm, 3 hours, right?
Babe, Mark had an idea. We do a hot tub stream when we get 10,000 subscribers.
Who's doing a hot tub?
Me and you. I'm game.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I'm on YouTube in a tub.
You signed up for this. Where is the music?
Is anyone even joining you?
Yeah, we got 12 people right now. Fucking hot. Alright. What are we painting? This is the paint scheme that we're doing. It's going to be the Night Lords. Can't really see. So we got like the bright green flame, we got the blue, and then the red and silver. So I think the whole goal is just to kind of paint everything silver as much as possible tonight. And then eventually they'll turn out like this. Can't get it. Can't fucking tell. It's too blurry. But first things first, what do we need to paint? What is coming up? We have 20 possessed in here. We have about 60 dudes that are all WYSIWYG, doing 60 Legionnaires for Alpha Legion. Yeah, trim is going to be fucking nightmare. Honestly, dude, it's all dry brush. So I think the goal is to just dry brush as much as I possibly can. And then we have the gold paint that I didn't get yet, but we have the gold, the trim, like the Legion. So this has gold in it. Lots of gold. And then red on the cloaks. And then blue on the armor. So pretty basic, honestly. The eyes look sick. Alright, so I think we're gonna do a couple units. So we need the dudes, heavy weapons, we got meltas, all the leaders are power fists, axes, dude, the axes look fucking sick. Bolters. Probably should have separated this ahead of time. We got possessed. I don't think I need possessed painted yet. I'm gonna do 30 possessed in my world bearers list. Or word bearers list. More axes. Yeah. Oh shit. Last cannon. I don't know about the Reaper chain cannon. I don't know if they're worth it over last cannon. see if I can bring this down for you guys. Wish I had a fucking airbrush. Would have been so much easier. Here. Power fist, power fist. All the bolters, axes. Axe, chainsword, plasma, demon. We need a demon blade. Because I found out that the demon blades are a lot better in non-reroll legions. So Black Legion, the power fists are good. Emperor's Children, the power fists are good. But everywhere else, the demon blades are probably the best bet. Yeah, so there's a demon blade, power fist, axe, melta. I primed all of them with the Chaos Black, which is the first time I actually used Chaos Black, like the Games Workshop ones, and it actually turned out. I'm impressed. Like, I did not know it was going to be like that. So I think I will never prime my models again without Chaos Black. Dude, I have so many... I literally did this in 2 days. WYSIWYG on literally everything. Like, I have literally all the axes, all the power fists, plasmas, all the meltas, all the chain swords, bolt guns. That's a possessed. Melta. Power fist. Chain swords that turn into berserkers. I put chain swords on them. And the Reaper chain swords are so much cooler. Yeah, dude, the Alpha Legion, it's it's only 12 units of just Alpha Legion. All Legionnaires. I think you got two units of Warp Talons. I have 1 unit of Warp Talon, 1 unit of Raptors. And the reason I did that is because I want to try and steal an objective from the opponent turn 1. And to do that, I don't want to use 140 points to do that, so I'd rather use like 105 points from a Raptor squad to just hop out and do the Legion action on the objective turn 1. And if you do it on there and you roll 4+, you steal it, they can never control it ever again. Which is hilarious. Power Fist. I have too many captains with Power Fists. Not good. And I have a ton of possessed. I probably will only run in the word bearers list. 30 of them. Oh, that's a plasma. That's a fucking damn it leader. Whole stealing the objective. So the I played him against Gene Stealer Cult, and Gene Stealer Cult blips. You can't end the first move out within 9 inches. So basically, if you have any pregame move like Blades of Victory, if you want to play pregame move up, you can't end within 9 inches or within 9 inches of them. So it kind of defeated the whole purpose of the Alpha Legion strike. So I had to test it again against a non-Gene Stealer Cult individual, which was just my bad. God, these are so old school. Axes. Axes suck. I was hoping, I was playing axes the other day, like the heavy axe from the Legionnaire, and I'm like thinking it's as good as the cleaver. It's not for Death Guard, like at all. All the bolters, big bolters, big bolters. All of these. Okay, I think we got it. I think we could start. So we got all the possessed lined up. All right, there we go. So we got all the possessed lined up. We got all of the leftover dudes lined up. So we'll put those to the side. Don't need those. I got this dude as well. It's what the fuck is his name? Night Lord's dude, the Primarch. So I'm gonna use him as a Demon Prince for Night Lords. Fucking sick. He's very brittle though. It's 3D printed. Alright, don't need that guy. Don't need that guy. And we'll start off with this basic model that I probably don't even care about. First time I'm painting on stream, and it's already annoying. Okay. Okay. What do we got? Dry brush, paint, water. Good to go. Lead Belcher. Yeah. Alright, dude, I'm fucking so excited to get those 3D printed models in. I want to make a video of just the 27 bikes. That should do. So the only reason I'm doing this is because my painter is away for the next 6 weeks. And I do not want to wait 6 weeks to play a painted army. So honestly, I think that is the only reason I'm painting these guys. I don't paint. If you ask any of the local metal guys, I just fucking would rather pay people to paint my shit. So much detail in these new chosen models. So he told me to do it with like this, and then go back and then a bright silver highlight. Like a bright silver highlight on top of this, and then paint the gold trim. Or paint the blue and then the gold trim. You just need those 10 points. Alright, one down. 60 more to go. This guy is missing a leg. Yeah, I'm on 1, but it's a 9.2 percenter. So I can't drink too much. We got work tomorrow. Is that too? That's way too blurry, isn't it? You can't really see what the fuck I'm doing. This fucking phone is so hot. It's definitely gonna burn out. Yeah, you can't see shit. Let's get a light out. Light. Yeah. Yep. Nope. Oh, this is the most noobish stream ever. Watch it, Burke. Alright. We good. Dude, that's still, like, why is there no light? I literally have this, like, 36 LED light right next to these models. And still nothing. Nope, terrible light.
This one.
Dude, I can't, like, it looks so shitty.
There's more light on you.
Like, it's literally over the model, and on the camera, I guess it just doesn't pick up the light.
Put it over the white instead of the black.
Put it over the what?
The white paper. Yeah. I feel like that's better. The contrast.
Shitty.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Watching you.
Why?
Oh.
You're not helping.
Why not?
It's suggesting that I have to run a 4500 bit rate. You should help paint.
The light is literally just only on here.
Yeah, it's way too blurry.
I know you don't like it, but after you play so much theater, it's real, they just nail better too. What are you doing?
Trying to set it up. Alright, we're just gonna say fuck it and just paint. It looks so bad, like you can't even tell what it is. And this guy's missing a shoulder pad.
Are you reading your comments?
Yeah, Mark's the guy who printed all my stuff. So he's shipping that out to me this week. Blue on almost everything.
Doesn't the phone have a flash you can put on?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Maybe like the actual phone. No, not when I'm streaming or using this. Oh, shucks. Two down.
You got them, right?
I did.
Who's grabbing that?
Dude, these chosen models are fucking sick. Decimators, I think, are going to be in a Night Lord's theme. The whole army is going to be Night Lord's theme until I have too many models, like the Legionnaires, and I'll start painting like Alpha Legion colors and probably Emperor's Children colors. In my life, I need a little spin. There's too much to ask for. So at least now I can fuck around and run an entire 60 Legionnaire unit or army at the next RTT. And I just want to pull it off once, the Legionnaire secondary, and just be like, I'm sorry, bro, you can't have that objective for the rest of the game. Oh god. And then what about it being sticky objectives? That would be even crazier. Three down. Is it too much to ask for? I'm wondering why I didn't just paint these guys, or spray paint these guys silver instead of black. So I feel like that's all I'm doing right now. Dude, Ken, it's something that I've been dreaming about for the past couple of weeks. Ever since Blog for the Blood God posted that video, I was like, this is fucking stupid but funny at the same time. So of course, being me, I pull out all the extra Marines, the Chaos Space Marines that I've had for the past 10 years that have just been sitting in a box, and I start clipping all of their weapons off, and I start WYSIWYGing everything, just for the sheer enjoyment of being able to say that I have 60 Legionnaires of any fucking faction ready to go at any given time that I can just put on the table and be like, alright, let's try it in Red Corsairs, let's try it in Black Legion, let's try it in Alpha Legion, let's try it in literally anything. And I can say that I could do it. And literally bring it to a tournament the next day. That is the goal. That is a manly child's goal. Now we need a drink. But then I got to think about Grey Knights, and I have been thinking I miss Grey Knights because the last RTT we went to, we played Chaos Space Marines, and I'm like, wow, I could really use a fucking Mortal Wound Librarian right now. I played Zach, who is our local Blood Angels player, who we're actually going to a GT this weekend, and he beat me the last time, but that's when I ran the 3 Armigers with the 4 Dread Knights. And me running that, I didn't have enough for secondaries. I left my Libby out to get fucking nuked. So the Libby died like really early, which he usually doesn't die that early. So then he brought 10 Plasma Intercessors, which were 200 points less than a day later. So of course they get the nerf the day after the RTT. So I lose to him, but then we got to face off again at the last RTT, and obviously I'm bringing Chaos Space Marines. But I'm like, he killed 7 or 8 bikes with a 5-man Sanguinary Guard unit. So they basically walked up, free melta-guns. So they basically walk up, shoot my dudes. I had transhipment on, didn't matter, 5 down. Had my transhipment on, and he was still able to kill 2 of them to shooting because he was within 3 inches, so it's d6 plus 2. And then he charges and he transhipment, but he gets like 5 or 6 attacks, hits on 4s, hits like half of them, and then wounds on 2s because he gets +1 to wound when he charges because he's Blood Angels. So literally he charges and kills the rest of my bikes. So even with transhipment, +1 toughness, they were toughness 6, didn't matter. He was still able to nuke down all my fucking bikes, which was brutal. So I was wishing that I had fucking Librarian to follow up with that. Oh, this guy has Grey Knight legs. So I needed an extra Grey Knight. I actually needed extra legs, and I had an extra Grey Knight dude that was broken lying around. I used his legs for this guy. Because again, WYSIWYG, you need legs, but he's missing shoulder pads. Yeah, so he's missing some shoulder pads. So I gotta remember to put shoulder pads on this guy. Ah! 6 down. Are you going to Cherokee this weekend? I'm not. I don't have anything this weekend. That's a lie. I signed up for a friend's GT. And it's their first GT, so it's kind of like all over the place. But I signed up months ago, and I told the Cuddle Buddies to go. So we're all going to this local GT, which is player place terrain, which we practiced, me and Craig player place last night at the Monday Night Gaming at Alternate Universes. So we practiced player place, and it is fucking brutal. I just never liked player place, and neither does Craig. So that's where I'm going to be this weekend, is a GT, player place terrain, bringing Chaos Space Marines. But with the Veilbreaker plate, it's fucking deadly, because you can put your Terminators literally anywhere on the table, turn one. Like, defensively, you can put them behind a ruin, put them all the way in the back corner, and then you basically just gain them up anywhere you want on the table for free. Kind of like an automatic once per game gate. But it's 10 fucking Terminators that are trans hitman, -1 or +1 toughness, full reels to hit and wound from Abaddon, and 4 combi Meltas and 2 combi Plasmas. So yeah, they're going to kill whatever the fuck they want to shoot at. Thanks, Ken. It's gonna be fun. I mean, we get 5 games in, so I'll get 3 games in on Saturday, and then we got 2 games on Sunday. All these old school Khorne Berserkers that I had lying around. I cut off all their Khorne heads and put on the Raptor heads, because I think the Raptor kit is probably the coolest Chaos Space Marine kit that they sell. They have the fucking Warp Talons that you put on them. They have the sick ass blades. Like, this is the old school blade, and then this is the give me a new guy. The new school blade. I don't know if you could tell the difference. You got the old school blade, which is kind of like bare. It's just a normal blade, and then you got the fucking sick ass Raptor blade that has a little bayonet on the actual blade. And he takes on new Death Guard player 100%. So if you're brand new, depends on how many points you're playing. If you are playing, let's say, 1,000-point game, you really just want to run Malignant Plaguecaster, Rhino with all the Plague Marines combi squatted into... They can't combi squad, but bring 5-man units. Just so you have different options. You don't have to throw 5 Plague Marines out and have them die. But if you're running a 2K list, my 2K standard list is probably 10 Blight Lords, 20 or 30 Plague Marines, Plague Burst Crawler, 2 Malignant Plaguecasters, a Demon Prince, 10 Zombies, and a Flesh Mower. And then just add a Tallyman, add Bilious Putrefier. He's really good in the Plague Marine build. And you can probably run Ferryman if you really want, but if you just run Inoxable, you're gonna be good as well. You don't like the beak face raptor heads? Well, this guy's got just the Karn, the Angron face. I gotta paint his face differently. So Morty, I fucking love. He's one of the coolest models in the game. If you're gonna bring Morty and you're facing any type of shooting, right? Reserve him, which I think is going to be different for Arcs of Omen, because you can reserve almost literally anything you want for free now. Before, I used to bring 3 CP just for Mortarion, so I could reserve Morty. But now you just reserve him for free, so that way you start with 3 CP rather than starting with 0. So I think if you were going to bring Morty, my Morty list right now is Morty, 30 to 40 Plague Marines, a Flesh Mower, 1 Plague Burst Crawler, Zombies, and I'm not sure if I have a Rhino in that list or not. Like, I don't know if I could fit a Rhino in. but Morty's also good with a drop pod. So if you want to bring like 10 Plague Marines in a drop pod and just drop them near or next to Morty, they can get out and shoot something and then potentially charge it if you can roll a 9. I ran a Morty list with a drop claw and Terminators in there when you can get a 2-inch melee range for the one half of the season. So if you were in Ruins, you basically had a 2-inch melee range, so you had an 8-inch charge out of the drop pod. Starting Grey Knights, presently running Shadow Keepers. Shadow Keepers, any similarities? Shadow Keepers, what are Shadow Keepers? Shadow Keepers for the Golden Boys? I think if you run the Golden Boys already, yeah, if you're running Custodians already, you're already used to an elite army. So the difference is Psychers everywhere. So you're already used to trying like protect and trade evenly. So I think it's actually easy transition. A lot of people told me to run Custodians, like Jack. He's like, dude, just run Custodians because it's literally just another elite army. And if I actually ran Custodians, I would probably do really, really well in the tournament scene when they were overpowered. But if you're going from Grey Knights to Custodians or Custodians to Grey Knights, it's going to be an easy transition for you. You just get more models. So more models, more strats. Not as cheap strats like fucking everybody else, but you get to at least have an easy transition. But putting beakheads on my Plague Marines, it looks awesome. Yeah, 100%. I like beakheads. I don't have a thing against beakheads, but I think the Raptor heads look fucking sick. I just like the Raptor model, like the Raptor kit with the Warp Talons in there. Like you can, like if you need 5 Warp Talons, you have all the extra bits from the Raptors. If you need 5 Raptors, you have all the extra bits from the Warp Talons. So what I did was I put all the Warp Talon claws on my Bile Chosen. So basically I just made Chosen that had just the Warp Talons as their claws, because the cursed weapon can literally be anything. So having those as the cursed weapons are hilariously cool looking. Alright, how many we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at 10. 10 down. For Chappie and Grey Knight. Grey Knights need some new fucking models. Like, really bad. What was our last newest model? Was it the Dread Knight with the Interceptors? Probably, right? I mean, it could have been Valdis. Like, he came out before I started playing, or after I started playing. He was in the last edition. And I came back and I used him because he can cast 3 powers, and everybody fucking used him. But now you can only cast 2 powers, and you can only use them in Word Bearers, which is, or whatever the fuck the Word Bearers. What's the Brotherhood? God, it's been so long I can't even remember. That is terrible. How are you the #1 Grey Knight player if you can't even remember your army? True. Crow's fucking awesome. The new model, yes, but the stat card, no. Like he's been in the book before, but he got a new model. So yes, you got me there, but I meant, can we get any new units? That would be cool. If you could just help me out and get some new fucking units so we can buy some more shit. I haven't bought Grey Knights in forever. I bought the new box just for the Crow model. And then I used the extra dudes for Interceptor squads. The Grey Knight I turned into a Grand Master when we could run 5 of them. So now he's sitting on my shelf, not doing anything. Still a brand new player. I haven't yet played my first game, and mainly gonna play against my buddy's orcs. So orcs and Grey Knights. Grey Knights have a great advantage into orcs, just with how many bolter fires we have, how many melee attacks we have. We have psychers everywhere. It's just orcs right now are in a very, very good position. Their secondaries are great. Any army that has good secondaries are going to place pretty high. I mean, if you look at LVO, I know it's old secondaries, but the number one orc player was second overall at LVO. So anybody who's going to come into orcs, I think you have a really good chance of placing almost every single event that you play. But Grey Knights, again, we have the measures to go into them. Like, we have just so many bolter fires, and I know we wound on 5s, but you could do sideboard ammunition now, auto wounding on 6s, AP 1, so basically they don't get saves if they're not in cover. You have to kill their tanks, so you need the strength 8 for ramshackle. So all of our guns on our dreads, you know, the side cannons are all strength 8, so you'd be able to blow them up with side cannon and then kill them with the bolters, with the guys inside. I do want to test out some lists though with Grey Knights, Crow, Purifiers, Storm Raven. I was on the stream with Rick, and we were talking about the Storm Raven, and he didn't know that it was like 360 points before. And now it's 260 points. I think it was 380. So with all the upgrades, the Storm Raven was 380 points, which was just fucking ridiculous. So now it's 260 points, and it has all the guns for free. So I think for 260 points, it's cheaper than a Land Raider. You can bring the same amount of guys, if not more, than a Land Raider. It's more mobility. Yes, you have to start it off the table, but it's not going to get shot turn 1 because it's off the table. But it comes in. You can put a 4-up invuln save on it, so you put Sanctuary on it. So you put Sanctuary on it, and then you put probably a Dreadnought with multi-melta close combat weapon in it, probably a Venerable one, and then you put 5 or 10 Interceptors in it, and maybe Servitors, so that way if it does blow up, you don't kill your Interceptors, the Servitors die first. So that's a little trick that I learned. As long as servitors can go into it. I'm not sure if they can. But I think the Storm Raven is definitely going to be fun to use. I'm crushing this dry brush shit. Yeah, it's gonna be a bitch. You're probably better off just buying it, honestly. Or finding it on, there's probably a shit ton. So actually, I have an extra one. If you, dude, Matt, you're fucking awesome. You're awesome, Matt. I do have an extra Storm Raven, Mark. I could probably ship that out to you. I don't think I'm ever gonna run 2 Storm Ravens, but you're gonna have to put it together because I think it's in pieces, and then you can just print the extra shit that you're missing. But yeah, I can definitely ship that out to you. Not trying to derail your live stream, but wanted to log in during launch and say thank you for great night content, dude. No problem. Keep up all the great stuff. Wish I had more time to hang out with you dirtbags, dude. Matt, anytime, man. I really appreciate it. Comments in Discord, suggestions, I'm reading those because I have a ton of shit coming up. The one I'm most excited about is the Grey Knight tactics. So I'm doing a whole video on shenanigans that Grey Knights can do to kind of fuck with their opponent, get points, kill shit, all that stuff. So I'm going to do tactics with Grey Knights first, and then I'm going to do tactics with Death Guard, and then I'm going to do tactics with Chaos Space Marines that I've learned in the past couple months from running these guys. So a lot of shit's coming up, but I definitely love the feedback with comments in suggestion tab. Obviously, our Patreons are going to have the first go around with suggestions, but anybody who's a Patreon that want to do suggestions, obviously I'm all ears. Anybody who is not a Patreon, go sign up for Patreon, and then let me know what you guys want to see, because I'm always game for content. I'm going to do. I'm already up to 15. I'm going to do how to prepare for a GT. That's going to be the next video that I'm going to record, and then I'm going to do. There was a whole list. Let me pull up the list. But how to prepare for a GT is definitely going to be the first one. Thumbnails. Okay, so how to prepare for a GT. Transport tactics, that's definitely a good one. Grey Knight building list, so how to make a Grey Knight list from scratch. How to make a Death Guard list. Grey Knight tactics, that'll be before all these other ones. And then a really general one, how to win more 40k games. I think that'll help out a lot of people. Because anytime we play, if you know the basics of Warhammer 40k, you will win a lot of your matches more than losing a lot of your matches. If you are new to the game and you just master the rule book, right? If you just read the rule book from start to finish and you just read all the minor rules in the rule book, you will actually win a lot more games rather than just trying to know every single army that you face. My secret, guys, I don't know shit about any other army besides the ones I play. That is my honest truth. I don't know shit about what their strats are, what they're good at. I really just play the game for my secondaries. I put my army down, I know what my secondaries are, I know what I'm trying to do. My goal is to stop their primary as much as I possibly can while getting my secondaries done. If you play the game and you camp on 2 objectives and do the tertiary, you should be able to max out 40 to 45 points almost every single game. And then if you stop from them getting, 8 to 12 points every single turn, you're gonna be high up in points, because if your secondaries are sound, let's say you have Teleport Assault, that's almost an always 15. You have Purify Ritual, which is going to be probably 10 to 12 almost always, and then you have either Assassinate or Banners, which you should be able to get 10 to 12. So if you can get 10, 20, 30, 35 points plus 45, that's 75, that's 80, that's a 90, like sound. Like I know I can easily get probably 88 to 90 points almost every single game if you just play the game right. But I'm gonna do a whole video on how to win more 40k, so definitely stay tuned for that. Just reading the story in Devonshire, I didn't know they could take a Dreadnought. Too bad it's not. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, but I don't want my Dread Knight to come down turn 3. And if you think about it, if your Storm Raven's going to come on turn 2, then whatever's inside is going to come down turn 3, because it's going to have to get out of it. So it's kind of like a late game piece. So your Dreadnought's going to get in combat, hitting on 2s because it's Venerable Dreadnought. And then your Interceptors are going to hop out 15 from your Storm Raven if it's still alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's still alive, and then do its attacks on whatever the fuck it wants to get into combat with. Servitors, infantry, so it can go and serve it. What's up?
Are you still painting?
Yeah, I painted 15. I think that's.
That'll help. I think you can make it brighter.
Was that like my original one that I had at your place?
I don't know where this came from. There.
Yeah, I think I bought that when I first started streaming.
It's in the living room. Does
Thanks,
that help?
Thanks, babe. Yeah, it does.
Good.
You're the best.
I know.
I love you.
Okay.
She found my original light that I used for streaming. It's like this big. So I'm thinking if you put a unit of Servitors in the Storm Raven with your Interceptors and the Storm Raven dies, your Servitors will die before the Interceptors. So that was the game plan. So I think putting 4 of them in there is going to be awesome. Yeah, Matt, dude, a lot of shit's coming, so I just got to find the time, plan it out. I planned out my how to prepare for a GT video. I wrote everything out. I feel like if you write shit out, you're way more organized. So I wrote all that out for you guys so I can make a video. But there's actually a lot more than I thought goes into preparing a video, and then also GTs. So I do it because I've done, I don't know, 10, 15 GTs so far. A couple small ones, a couple big ones, and they're almost all the same. Like trying to have everything ready to go, simplifying everything, making sure your fucking hygiene is on point. That's for everybody, not just you. And then making sure you have your models. So I went to a GT and one of my boys forgot Mortarion. Yeah. So he straight up just forgot to bring Mortarion. So I could not use, it was actually Nova. So I couldn't use Mortarion as my army, or in my army list. So I had to use a backup list that luckily I brought because I was prepared, because I prepared for the GT. So I had to use my backup list, which was basically just Terminators instead of Mortarion. So that was fun. Thanks, Craig. Oh, sorry, did I say his name? My bad. Didn't mean to say his name, Craig. Oh, sorry, my bad. Just thinking maybe I'll try 10-man purifiers, split them into 2 5-mans, 1 strike squad, 4 interceptors instead of purgation squad. Writing out his plan without writing it down is a dream. That is true. Who said that? I used to say that all the time when I was a manager in sales. If you don't write it down, it's just a dream. Purgation squad, I think is cool if you bring flamers. I don't like side cannons on purgation squads. I think hitting on 4s is just shit. Like the amount of times that you roll all 3s or like 1s and 2s and maybe 1 4, it's not good. The only reason I would bring side cannons is if you made a list specifically around it. Like you had them starting on the table, you buff them up for Drago, you then gate them with Drago, and then maybe you gate them next to a Dread Knight Grandmaster, so that way they get reroll 1. No, they full rerolls anyway. So you gate them with something that has side bolt or purify. The fuck? Imperic amplification. So they have Imperic amplification up, so that way you're doing 3 damage with your side cannons. You spend 1 CP, so that way you can get strength 8, AP 2, damage 3 side cannons. That's probably the only way I would run side cannons. Everything else I would just go for a incinerator and just try and get easy targets with your incinerator, whether it be bikes or vehicles from what's it called, Harlequins. It's probably the only reason I would run Purgation Squad. Purifiers, I fucking love Purifiers. They're definitely one of my favorite units in the game. How do you pick your army since you have multiple armies for GT? So that's a great question, honestly. I think it's the one that you're most confident with. Last year, my most confidence was Grey Knights. So if I wanted to place high or wanted to do very well with a GT, it would be Grey Knights. If I'm going to a RTT and there's something that I want to test, it could be literally any of them. If I'm going to an RTT that has a big RTT and it's got a lot of prize support, I'm going to bring Grey Knights because I really want to win money. But I think if you have, let's say, 2 armies and you really love one army, but you really want to place or do something, all in all, then run the most confident list that you have. And then once you pick that army, then you want to start bringing a list that you want to tweak minor. You don't want to be changing it up too much. Like you don't want to be taking out full units and replacing with other units. Example, if I want to run 30 interceptors, 4 dread knights, servitors, rhino, drago, libby, right? I'm going to tweak it to maybe bring 25 interceptors with a strike unit instead and more servitors, maybe add swords, maybe take hammers in. Like I'm tweaking it minor. I'm not going from 30 interceptors to 10 interceptors and then bringing purifiers. I'm going to be tweaking my list minor for the GT coming up, so that way I know exactly what I'm doing with that list every single game. If you're making your list based off secondaries, which is what you should be doing, you don't want to be changing your list up too much. You probably won't have to buy it because I still owe you money. But I'll go to my garage tomorrow. I'll take pictures of it. Because the one I'm definitely going to keep because I want to test it out for everybody, make a video on it. But the second one, I definitely am going to try and get rid of that. I haven't seen Angron yet on the table. I haven't even seen World Eaters on the table. But my buddy Nolan, who is getting them all them painted, I don't know if he's going to be running Angron. I think Angron is awesome, but he doesn't think that he's competitive enough to play him at like an RTT or GT. But it's such a fucking cool model. Like, so cool. I honestly wanted to start World Eaters once that model was released. So I might buy the model and just like kind of... This is what I do. So I buy an army for one list specifically. So I'll make a list. I'll talk to my guys about it. I'll say, hey, what do you think about this? Should I do this? And they'll be like, no, run these. So I'll change that up. And then I'll buy that specific list. So that way I'm not wasting money on buying just everything. But then it comes out to me just buying the whole fucking army. Just running everything anyway. So it starts off like trying to save money. And then it winds up me buying the whole army. Kind of how Sister started. I made a list with like just the shield chicks, and I just wanted the boobs out everywhere. So I 3D printed the boob chicks, and then it got into like me buying ball, and then I got the Repentia, which is just all boob Repentia, and then it wound up getting I need a rhino. So then I got another rhino, and it just kept going more and more and more because I really liked just Sisters, how they play. They were really good at the time. Their meta was amazing. So that's kind of like how I am with armies and buying shit. I'll start off small, want to run one list. All of a sudden your mind keeps racing and going, and then you just buy fucking everything on the market. This guy literally is a Space Marine right here that I'm painting. It's a last cannon, old school metal Space Marine that I have to paint in Legion colors and say he went to Chaos. He still has some blue hint in him, so I'll save that just so you can see that he was a Space Marine and changed to Alpha Legion. There's this one guy you can do is he basically gets you a pregame move and +2 to either movement or charges. So World Eaters, their whole goal is just to kind of throw waves at you as fast as possible. So there's a pregame guy that you get to pregame move and then charge. So it's like 3 units or something. It's the pregame move, which is fucking ridiculous. Oh, dude, I look down and I still have so many fucking models to go. Oh my god. All right, where are we? Let's do another axe guy. I've been buying more and more, avoid the cost increase. Still need a few things. It's so I try and support my local store as much as possible. I go to all their tournaments. It's a $20 entry fee, so they're making $20 off me every single month. I try and buy their paints because you can't really buy used paints and shit. But just the prices alone on this fucking game is just so bonkers. The only way I can kind of make it make sense to me is you have them forever. So my Grey Knights, guys, I've had for 12 years. Like when I first originally started, playing the game and collecting and doing all that stuff, I used to paint my Grey Knights with a green monster logo on the shoulder pads. And all the Dread Knights had monster logos across the tops of them. All my Rhinos had monster logos. It was almost like I was sponsored by Monster. But I still had all the models. So when I came back into the game, I literally had everything that I needed that was still relevant in the game. So that's the only thing that I can say about this game is like once you buy it, you literally have it forever. So you can just pick it back up again literally anytime you want. These Chosen models look so cool. Why is it's so blurry? I'm sorry guys, like it's so blurry. Thanks. Yeah, I can't do this in silence. I'm literally talking to myself. My girlfriend or fiance, I have to keep getting used to say that. Just stares at me and makes fun of me every time I stream or record a video. I used to record for Raid Shadow Legends on YouTube, and she'd be working out in here, and I'd be trying to make a video, and you could just hear her in the background just busting up laughing. I'm like, stop it. I'm basically not going to get monetized for this video because of YouTube, or because of what's it called? Pandora. Anytime you have music in the background, it doesn't get monetized. Yeah, dude, half my army honestly is metal. All my strikes are metal. I didn't build any new strike squads. I have all the metal interceptors or incinerators, all the metal side cannons for all the strikes. And I think all the interceptors are half the there's probably 10 interceptors that are metal because I just put backpacks on them from strikes. Yeah, Mark, you're doing a whole like old school army, aren't you? I think that'll look cool. What's cool about this is I literally will have 3 colors on these guys, so I can use them at the next tournament. I think most of my Terminators, I have 50 Terminators. Terminators actually have a really cool kit as well. They have a shit ton of extra sprues that you can use for literally anything. The Strike Squad are still like one of the best kits. I think the Raptors and the Strikes are the 2 best kits in the Games Workshop if you play those armies. Because the Strikes have a shit ton of gear. I think somebody made a video or something where you can print out chests and basically chest, shoulder pads, and legs, and you can make like 20 extra strike squads or 20 extra models with all the extra gear. So if anybody's interested in that, just buy 1 box of Grey Knights and print out all the other ones, and you'll have basically 30 interceptors to run a Grey Knight army. Ah, no! Got it. 21 down. 21 out of 60, not bad. Got 2,000 points of Grey Knights now. Yeah, half of them is printed. Bought 1 box of strikes, 1 termies, and crows. 32 from 1 box of strikes. Yeah, I got you. I see what you're doing. I see what you're putting down. So what you're telling everybody is to buy a 3D printer. And what I should buy next is a airbrush. My my phone is gonna blow up. It's my old phone that's cracked, so I use it just for like streaming and shit like that. And it is so fucking hot right now. In the snow, never let the go to the wall. Said you know that you're not alone. If you feel like the same road. What other questions you guys got? This is what I was talking about, this guy right here. So he's got the long ass raptor blade. He's got the raptor helmet and the raptor shoulder pad, but he's basically just a normal model with a corn body. He's probably an old school berserker that I put all the raptor bits on him. Yeah, you definitely should. I think LVO is definitely worth it if you've never been there. Even just to go to see fucking 1,000 people. Keevel, who went the first time, the guy I went with, he met like 4 or 5 dudes they just hang out with the rest of the weekend, got some beers and stuff, and saw them again this year because they all went again and they met up and just hung out. Like, you meet such cool people that are in the same hobby as you, and you just get to chill. What do we need to know going into Imperial and Chaos Knights? It's going to be about really hiding until you can get a lot of shots off on either the big knight and try and kill the big knight or whatnot. I actually played Imperial Knights at LVO with the old school Grey Knights. But if you stick a Mortal Wound Librarian out to get line of sight onto a knight, you can have somebody kind of 3 inches away in front of him behind a wall, so that way they can't shoot your librarian, because look out, sir, and he's not the closest model. So playing shenanigans and shit like that are definitely going to be key to taking out knights. You don't want to try and fight them in the open or take them off the objectives, because they count as OPSEC, they're 5 units. So you want to try and trade, and I don't know if... I think 5 interceptors after taking a bunch of pot shots from Dread Knights can definitely kill a baby knight. So if there's 1 baby knight on objective, you can definitely launch 5 interceptors out of a rhino to go charge it, to try and kill it, and then take over the objective. But you have to whittle it down first, whether it be with the librarian or with the shots from a Dread Knight. Now the autocannon knights can definitely kill a Dread Knight, which happened to me at LVO. So just, you can't go toe and toe against them. You just kind of play around and use the terrain to your advantage. Do we ever go into what your grenade list would be for boarding actions? No, I still don't know boarding actions. I've never played it. It looks cool. I just don't have time. Like, I'd rather get a 2K game in when I do have time, and that's what most people play around here, is they're just basically getting ready for tournaments or RTTs, or they just want to play 2,000 points. So I don't have a buddy that like lives close to me, just wants to play whatever, can come over like on a weeknight, and my dog says hi too, just wants to come over on a weeknight and play that. Because if I did, then yeah, I would totally try it and play it. If my fiance played it, then yeah, I would definitely try it out. But if I have like a weekend or whatever off, I'm gonna like go find a game to practice my upcoming GT or upcoming RTT or stuff like that. So it's tough for me, so I can't really get that many games in with it. But if anybody around me who wants to try it or play it, I'll definitely fucking try it. Like I don't mind testing new shit with Games Workshop. There's the one last blade. I think he has 2 or 3 videos up on YouTube now for boarding actions or boarding party, whatever it's called. I'm sure you already watched him. He was the original OG Grey Knight dude that got me into the YouTube scene. I would watch literally all of his fucking battle reports. I tried to get him to do a collab, but he's like all the way across the country and he's like super busy because he started his own company. But that'd be cool to get a collab with him. Like, yo, bro, you got me into the YouTube scene. I loved your videos. I loved how chill and relaxed you are. And I placed #1 Grey Knight player in the world. So let's go. Because all his stuff is mainly like fun. Like he loves Terminators. I love Terminators. They're just not good in the meta. So he just runs really lists that you don't usually see. That's kind of why I liked watching it. And then he plays like the different missions, like special missions that you can buy from Games Workshop and stuff like that. Crow Terminators, Interceptors, Purifier Squads work and tough. So aren't we the only ones that can bring like jump infantry or interceptors? Which to me seems busted. Like, oh, I can move 12 and you can't. The move, shoot, move. God, that'd be busted too. I think the point or the cost to cast powers are different. I think Imperic Amplification or something is like 11 to cast or something like that. Matt, appreciate the comment. Thanks for throwing up some support. And then definitely leave it in the comment for Discord what you want to see next. But have fun. Dude, I mean, he makes a lot more money than I do on YouTube, but if he flew me out to Portland, I'd totally fucking go. He just had, I saw on his Patreon, he had like a RTT at his beer store that he just opened up. Nice. These dudes, I say it all the fucking time, but they're so cool looking. The Chosen models. There's a store by us who just has random models to buy. So I literally walked up and picked out all the axe Chosen models. Like they all have the same fucking pose. They have the axe, but I can use them in all the Legion lists now. All the Legionaries. Because they can all bring axes for free. So I literally just bought all the fucking cool ass Chosen axe models. Would you run Abaddon in your alpha list and trying to learn about Kessa? Abaddon is really, really good. The benefit about him, though, is the reroll hits and wounds, but it's only Black Legion. So he can give full rerolls to hits to a unit, but he can't give the full rerolls to wound unless it's Black Legion. I don't know if... I think he gives a core that you can get +1 to charges. So if like a core unit is near him, they all get +1 to charge, which is huge in this meta. And he's just a beast. So how I run him is I run him with bikes, because then he just boosts up the bike's bolter power of Jentzsch, so they're -1 AP, and then they can spend 1 CP to go to AP2. But I think he's way over. He's really expensive for any other list besides Black Legion. I think if you're gonna run Abaddon, run him in Black Legion. And I think there's a couple 3D printed models of Abaddon, if you're actually going to look into that. I think my favorite Legion is going to be Night Lords. Obviously all my shit's painted like them. But I really want to make Night Lords good. I just don't know how they're going to be good. I'm going to run a Night Lords list with Chaos Demons mixed in. So that way you can stack the -1 leadership from the demons and -1 combat attrition test. And then the Night Lords give you -2 leadership if you're within 9, and then -1 combat attrition test. So if somebody has to take a morale test, they're basically -3 leadership base, -4 leadership if you're next to a demon prince or possessed model, and then they have I think 3 or 4 for the combat attrition test. So if you fail morale, anything on a 5 or 6, you run away. So if you roll 1s, you run away. If you roll 1s and 2s for being below half strength, 1s or 2s or 3s if you're near a demon model, 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s if you're near a demon model and a Night Lord model, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you are by my demon prince with the relic. So only a 6 you can survive a failed morale test. So basically, if you just get a Terminator unit to just kill one Terminator, let's say it's a Chaos Terminator, right? They go down to leadership 5, and if they kill a Terminator, they go down to leadership 4. So if they roll a 5 or 6 for the morale test, they can only survive on 6s. Like, what? That is dumb. But of course, it doesn't work for any fucking Space Marine armies. It doesn't work for Black Legion. Anybody that doesn't take morale, anybody doesn't take morale, but also anybody who doesn't take morale, I forget what it's called, where you don't suffer the things. So like all the Space Marines, Grey Knights. Grey Knights though are mostly leadership 8, so they just get fucked with leadership and morale tests. So you can still fail morale. It's just you only run on a 1 instead of 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. I also like the lore of Night Lords. I'm listening to the book for Conrad Curse and the Night Lords, and they have just such secret shit that, like, Conrad Curse was an insane duelist. He went 1 versus 2 against the Lion and Sanguinius, and fucking held his own against 2 other Primarchs. And then he fucking dueled Vulcan and got his ass beat. But like, you know how the Lion is supposed to be like the best of the best? He fucking demolished the Lion. And if he didn't go fucking insane, he would have been such a cool Primarch Demon Prince. But of course, he went insane, and he just let an assassin cut his head off, which is so dumb. Alright, sorry Ben. Got a Death Guard noob tips. I really like your tournament winning list video, and I've been building Plague Marine Morty army. I think I was saying this earlier in the video, but Morty is great now because if you're facing Tau or somebody that is like super a lot of guns, you can reserve Morty for free. You don't have to start on the table. Anything that you can basically rush the opponent, i.e. not guard, you can start them off the table and hopefully make a 9-inch charge when you come into the table edge. But besides that, I would definitely run Mortarion with like 40 Plague Marines, a Rhino, the Flesh Mower, because that's really good. And the Flesh Mower can heroic 6, so for 1 CP. So if you kind of keep him as a bodyguard next to Mortarion, he's able to kind of protect Mortarion from any additional charges, because he can just heroic in and mulch whatever was about to hit Mortarion with. Death Guard, Plague Marines, they're all free with the weapons. So my weapon loadout is Blight Launcher, Melt-A-Gun, Flail, Power Fist, Plasma on the leader, and then what else? The Cleaver, the Flail, the Power. That's like the 5-man units. And then the 10-man unit, if you want to kind of walk on, then you get to do plasmas and just overcharge if you're walking near the Demon Prince, because then you get to reroll all ones anyway. So I would only overcharge plasma weapons if you get the reroll once. So, Ken, appreciate you. Dude, you're fucking awesome. Really appreciate it, man. Join the Discord if you haven't. I mean, let me know in the comments like what you guys want to see next, but always appreciate everybody who supports the channel, because obviously I do this to help as many people as I possibly can, because I definitely want to grow the community and get people better at this game, so that way they can tell other people to get better at this game or just play this game, so that way we can make this literally the best tabletop game in the entire fucking world. So appreciate you, Ken. Thanks for joining. We're up to 10, 20, 29 models. My hand hurts. So that's what I've been doing a lot lately with my bikes, is I'll put Combi Plasma on my bikes. And I give them the full rerolls to hit and wound from Abaddon. And then if they're within 12 of something, they get four fucking plasma gun shots, full rerolls, so you're overcharging the shit out of them. They have exploding 6s. So you're getting 4 shots, full rerolls, overcharge, exploding 6s, strength 8, AP 4 because it's Zinch bikes, and you're just murdering whatever the fuck you touch. But with Plague Marines, as long as you get the full rerolls, or rerolls 1s at least, from your Demon Prince or Mortarion, then I would overcharge the plasma guns. Just don't roll 2 1s. Because that has happened to me multiple times. But it's worth it, because in Chaos you can just bring them back. Death Guard you cannot. Dude, that's the biggest letdown with Death Guard, is their their priest, the apothecary, is probably the worst apothecary in the entire game. Easily the worst apothecary in the entire game. How come every other apothecary can bring guys back for free? In the end of the movement phase, bring a guy back. Spend 1 CP, bring a guy back. Yeah, Plague Sergeant, like, just do everything that we can't. If we can bring Terminators back, I think that puts Death Guard in a whole nother light. Almost as good as like a Necron bringing them back, right, for free. So this, almost every army, I think, name me another army that their apothecary can't bring back a guy for at least a CP. So I think Necrons do it automatically. I think Blood Angels can do it automatically. I think Space Marines potentially can do it automatically. Grey Knights, they can spend 1 CP and do it. So it's kind of bullshit. Kinda. Kind of bullshit. But I almost wanted to email Games Workshop and be like, please fix the Plague Surgeon. Please, just look at him. Just glance over his rules and please just give an errata and fix him. So that way more people can buy the model, because it's a cool fucking model. More people can buy the model, they can use the model, they can be good with Death Guard with that model. And imagine like an extra charge, because if you think about it, it definitely helps the charge for anybody that has that type. Oh, demons can fucking do it too. Fucking harp chick. That happened to me at LVO. So you basically make a dude in either the movement phase or command phase or whatever phase you want. I don't give a shit. But you make a guy to extend the threat ranges. So I don't know if we have any threat extenders in Death Guard, because obviously we're slow, we're Death Guard. But if we could have a threat extender, it definitely would be the Plague Surgeon. Plague Surgeon runs up, walks up, does whatever you gotta do, makes the dude in front of the entire unit, gets an extra 2 to 4 inches, and then you charge. Now we don't have anything like Chaos where you can literally kill your own dude and then make the charge easier, because that would be dumb. Nice, Frank. You got them already? Wait, you got you dice today? Oh shit! Weren't we like just asking if they were like coming out or overseas or whatever? Because you're in Germany, dude. I'm stoked. That is fucking awesome. Noxus Blight Lord is also super bad for its cost. Such a fun... Yeah, Noxus Blight Lord. Big ass bell for no reason. The extra movement, I think it's dumb, because you basically just move the same distance as a normal Marine. Like, it's not like you get an extra 2 inches or get an extra move or something like that. Like, if you get an extra move like a warp time and then you just can't move afterwards, or you can't assault afterwards, that would be cool, because like you kind of move up, shoot everything, and then move back 5 inches or whatever. I think that would be worth it for the Noxus dude. But honestly, just the extra 1 inch and psychered bullshit, like, it's not really worth bringing that guy at all. Would you be interested in doing TTS stuff at some point? It's not super hard to get us. So, yeah, I mean, I actually used to do that a lot during the COVID. My buddy taught me how to do it. I haven't done it in a while because COVID's done. But yeah, I don't mind getting a TTS. I work from home, so that's the benefit. So yeah, I would totally get a TTS game if we can set that up, you know, one of these days. Because you can literally test out anything. Like, any model you want to test out, you can test out. It just wouldn't really make a great video, I don't think, like recording an online game like that. Yeah, I would totally get a game in with you. I think competitive dirtbags definitely deserve that. You guys are supporting the channel. You're trying to be competitive. You're trying to, you know, learn and get better at the game. So competitive dirtbags, I will do anything for. This guy is a Power Fist regular bolt pistol. So this could be a Chosen model, because Chosen get free Power Fist now. So he doesn't have a plasma pistol because the Chosen doesn't have a plasma pistol. So I can use this guy in my bio list because I have 9 Chosen coming out of a drop pod with my Master of Possession to shank one of them and then make them and make an easier charge. So that way when they come out of the drop pod, turn 1, I can shank a guy, shank another guy, kill him, make a dude, and make that 9-inch charge down to a 5-inch charge. So yes, we shall paint this guy up. Second time using player place. Playing that was my second time using player place. I played player place last night against my buddy Craig, and he ran his Chaos Knights, and I ran Chaos Space Marines. I recorded the video, so I'll be posting that probably the end of this week. I just got to make my intro video. But it actually turned out really, really good for me. And it's good practice for the weekend. Because we got the tournament coming up, the GT coming up this week with player place terrain. Yeah, it's a game within a game. I don't know if I need a video, but if you guys want to let me know if you want a video on player place terrain, I definitely have some good tips on what has been working for me. Because coming back from LVO, I feel like every game that I played, there wasn't a game that I didn't like my terrain that I set up. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, if this piece was over here, I definitely would have won. Like I don't think I was like that at all. But if you guys want like any tips or anything like about player place, I know I don't have a lot of player place tournaments around me, but at least I know the core concept of how to get better at it, what to look for, where to place your shit, how to base it off your opponent, shit like that. Definitely leave it in the section of Discord. Oh, Cooper, you were in fucking Texas, not Germany. That's why they got so fast. I'm thinking, cause dude, there's another Cooper or Frank in Discord. Yeah, there's another Frank in Discord. So I'm like, fuck, it came in from Germany already. My bad, dude. You're the first Grandmaster on the channel. Of course, I'll fucking play TTS with you. Whatever you want to play, we're gonna play because you're a fucking Grandmaster. Grandmasters order me around, not vice versa. Right? What did you want to test anyway? Like, did you want to test a specific list or what? Because once a month we get I can play a list that you want me to play, because you're part of that tier. So you want to play the sisters list? I mean, I know him pretty well, so I can definitely help you out with him. I'll run like Death Guard or something because that's probably like a really hard counter to you. So it'd be good to test out like a counter list. And there's a really fun list that I really want to try with sisters. My cousin, he actually came over the other day, and I'm trying to teach him 40k, so I'm trying to teach him the basic rules, measurement, movement, roll dice, stuff like that. But he really wants to play sisters, so I'll hopefully have some more sister content coming up on the channel. But there's this one list. It's got 9 warsuits, Vol, 30 shield chicks, 20 Zephyr, Hospitaler. What else? 2 Dogmatas. That might be it, but it's a fucking deadly list now. Because you can walk on the table edge for free. Like, I used to have to spend 3 CP to walk on my warsuits. Now they just walk on for free. Yeah, I'll send you the list because it's definitely a unique list. I actually talked to this one guy overseas who has been doing really well ever since the last edition, or the last GT packet. Now the new GT packet came out. He is even better with that list because he starts with 3 CP rather than 0. He used to have to bring 2 patrols, or 2, like a battalion and a patrol. But now he can just bring 1 Arcs of Omen detachment and start with 3 CP. I need more beer. I will be back. So the dry brushing is actually taking a lot faster than I thought. We're at 10, 20, 35 guys. We got 25 more to go. Alright, what do we got? Hell, the greatest commander from Titan. What's up, broski? Yes, we definitely had a great fucking year with Grey Knights. And I think if I were to play them again, I honestly kind of know how to win with them better now. And I'd said this on the stream that we had with Rick. They used the top 4 points from GTs and RTTs. So if you place first, or at least top in a GT, you get a shit ton of points. And if you have 4 of those throughout the year, it doesn't have to be every GT. You can go to like maybe 6 GTs this year and place high in them with Grey Knights specifically. You will place really high for ITC. Because that's really what did it for me. Was I won Goonhammer with Death Guard, so I didn't get any points for Grey Knights running Goonhammer because I ran with Death Guard, and then I went to Nova, which was like 2 weeks later, with Death Guard. So I kind of screwed myself because I had 2 really big GTs for the year that I didn't play fucking Grey Knights in. So I luckily had first place finishes in local RTTs that got me like 175 to 195 points. And then I placed 20th out of 1,000 with Grey Knights at LVO, which pushed me over the top to take first place for Grey Knights. So that's really the secret, is like if you want to place really high in ITC, you just you have to pick your GTs, either place top 5 with smaller ones, or top like 15 to 20 for bigger ones, and you'll get a shit ton of points and place really high for ITC. So is the Great Unclean One any viable? I don't think so, because he is not blocked by terrain. So with how much firepower there is, especially with Guard and the Space Marine chapter Iron Hands, I think, you can't block him. So he's kind of just sitting there. He soaks up a ton of damage, but he still doesn't move fast enough to do anything. If I were to bring him, I would probably be in reserves, so you can walk him on within 9 inches of somebody. And then hopefully he makes a charge. I don't know how, honestly don't even know anything about him. I just know that if he gets into combat or gets close to the enemy unit, it might be worth it, like kind of like Mortarion. It's the same as Mortarion. Like I wouldn't run Mortarion unless I know I can get a charge off or they don't have guns. But I think if you love the model, because he's a fucking cool ass model, I would definitely try him out in reserves, especially against a shooting list. If it's a melee list, like Death or Blood Angels or something like that, then yeah, you can start them on the table because they don't have a lot of shooting. But also, I think you can bring a healer with Nurgle and demons. So if you can heal your dudes, that might be cool. And the last edition, he used to be able to bring a dude back, a demon engine, like a Molo Crawler, the melted dudes we got. If he can still do that, it would be fucking cool. Yeah, the model's amazing. Like when he first came out in what's the Games Workshop website, Forge World, like that Forge World model was like, holy shit, how do I get that? But then you look at the price and you're like, yeah, I'm not spending $500 on that model, and now everybody's 3D printing them. So he's cool. All right, do I paint these? I guess I do. I guess I paint these guys. Don't really want to, but if you knew me, I hate painting. Like it is. I'd rather just literally just be talking to you guys and kind of just drinking beers and doing whatever, celebrating 2,000 fucking views or subscribers. Let's go, dirtbags. But I really want to put these guys on the table for you, so we can record a video with at least 3 colors and bring these guys to an RT and TT and see how the fuck they do. From what I've seen, I have Chaos Demons, which is Nolan. He's running an insane Chaos Demons list. You have Guard. And then you have Dark Angels. So if I place any one of them with my Alpha Legion list, I will get murdered. If I play normal lists, normal enemies, I might have a chance. But if I play the new meta, which is basically what I just said, I don't know what the fuck I do against it. The Black Legion list I've been running, I think, has game into a lot of it, but not the Alpha Legion or like Night Lords, which is what I really want to run. Like Night Lords with characters and shit like that, and come down turn 1 with your Terminators. What would kill a Dread Knight or Interceptor spam list for Grey Knights? What would Guard? Guard. The thing with Death Wing or Death Guard? No. Fuck, what are the green guys that are really good right now? Dark Angels. Dark Angels. That's the new boogeyman. So Brian, who's like our top, one of our top players in the meta, he placed like top 14 or top 15 in at Nova with Tau. He's running Dark Angels now with all the Terminators and characters and shit, and they have built-in Transhuman. All of their Storm Shields and Thunderhammers are free. So if you go into that with Grey Knights, it's going to be very fucking hard to shoot them off the table. You're going to have to try and trade with the smaller units first, and hopefully that he can roll 1s and 2s in cover with your AP2 or AP3 weapons. But I think a lot of shit can kill. I mean, this edition, a lot of shit's gonna die. Like, you can't play a game expecting to survive the whole game. It's very, very tough now. So you kind of have to go into the game with knowing that you're gonna have to trade up or trade well. That's going to be the name of Arcs of Omen, is trading well. Can I trade this unit for another unit that is worth equal or more than what my unit costs? Building Grey Knight's army, but I feel like by the time I'm done building, the 10th edition might come. So 10th is probably going to come out in June after Arcs of Omen. Which, if you stick to the basics, especially Grey Knights, we don't have a lot of options. So you're not running like special snipers or like random shit like from Space Marines that you know are just might be nerfed. So Grey Knights, if you just build interceptors, 3 to 4 strike squads, and 3 to 4 dread knights, that's really all you need. Characters, Mortar Wound Libby. So you don't have to go crazy with buying a ton of shit, but if you just built the basic, you're going to be fine with 10th edition. Like that shouldn't scare you, because Grey Knights don't have a ton of options. This guy's cool, so you can't really see it because it's so blurry, but this is a Blood Angel Sanguinary Guard model that I put a Power Fist, Plasma Gun, and Raptor Head with a Chaos Shoulder Pads and Chaos Backpack on. So it's basically the Blood Angel body with some cool shit on top. Kills in terms of viability of Dread Knight and Grandmaster lists. I meant kill as in terms of viability. So what would kill Dread Knight Interceptor spam list? I guess, are you asking what would... word it differently. Maybe I can understand. So you're saying like what would be better than a Dread Knight Interceptor list? Like when Paladins were around, that might have killed it or been better. But I have always been Interceptor, Rhino, Dread Knights. Like that is kind of like my go-to with the Mortar Wound Libby. So nothing's really going to kill that list right now, because that's going to be very viable moving all through Arcs of Omen, especially with Teleport Assault. Dread Knight's going to be the easiest target to get Teleport Assault with. That and the Librarian. So having an easy 15 points in your list is going to be huge. Having the range of 30 inches to shoot something off the board is going to be huge. And being able to deep strike like your whole army is going to be fucking awesome. If Dread Knight Interceptors increase in points, or by some means their damage decrease. So if that happened, I think it would be a revolt, because Grey Knights don't have a ton of shit to replace them. So if you're like, hey, Interceptors were going to increase their points, and then now you can only run strikes, obviously we would be like, all right, I'll just run fucking 120 or 12 strike units and still be pretty good. It's just we won't have the speed to trade as easily, but I think you would run maybe 3 rhinos instead of 1 rhino, and put your strikes in rhinos to get the extra 3-inch movement. So that way the rhino can run up and then be behind a wall, and then your strikes can get out 9 inches and then cast Hammerhand and then charge something and nuke it. So it's just about trading. So they did increase the points for Interceptors because they did go down. I don't see them going back up. but let's say they went up to an astronomical amount, you might bring 5 or 10 of them just for secondary points, and then the rest would be strikes or purifiers or shit like that. I'd probably bring purifiers, honestly. They're not troops, but I would bring probably 3 to 5 strike squads, a shit ton of purifiers, and 2 to 3, 5 to 10 interceptors, and the rest dread knights and characters and servitors. You can't forget about servitors. Servitors are the MVP. They block out so much shit. It's a 4-man unit for 30 points that can spread out 2 inches each, do banners. They have a 5-up mortal wound save, and they just basically block out charges and the backfield from the enemy team. I ran against the number 2 demons player in the world, and I put the 4 servitors in front of my dread knight, and he couldn't charge my dread knight. He had to charge the servitors, and demons don't have a ton of guns, so he was running Slanesh build, who have no guns, and he couldn't charge my demon dread knight. He had to charge my servitors first. So the dread knight was kind of there just to sit and laugh at him as he killed my servitors pretty easily. Last dude. Fuck. You had a boyfriend. They better not remove. Yeah, that would fucking suck. That's like the extra 30 points that we have in our list that we don't know what to bring. We're like, fuck it, I'll bring servitors. I would rather bring servitors than put 2 swords on my models. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the swords. Swords, I think, are needed in Arcs of Omen. But if I was like, all right, I have 30 points left, am I going to bring a unit of servitors, or am I going to bring 2 swords? If I don't have servitors in the list already, it's going to be servitors. Like that is going to be my choice. Told me you had a boyfriend, looked like a girlfriend, and I had to marry about you. I'm rushing around. What other questions you guys got? I said, baby, freeze. I just don't know. This is such a chill thing. I love this. God, if I could do this once a month, that'd be fucking awesome. Just kind of hang out, shoot the shit, nothing planned. Just new people asking questions, painting some shit. But how often do I have 60 legionnaires just sitting around not painted? Don't glue on the weapons. Their hand can go in and out. So if you put a little magnet on the wrist part and then on the hand part, you can kind of just slide it in and it sticks with the magnet. So you just kind of replace them. So I would definitely wouldn't glue weapons on my Dread Knights. Weapons are fine to glue, but I would probably never glue the weapons, like the melee weapons. Yeah, dude, Enforcer, I had a unit of 5 Sanguinary Guard from my cousin that he never used. So I had them just lying around. So I used their bodies as my leader bodies and just put them all on Power Fist plasma pistols. And they actually look fucking sick. But after playing a couple games, I think the Demon Blades with the power plasma is going to be needed for anything besides like Black Legion or something like that. So Black Legion I think can run Power Fist, same with Emperor's Children, but everything else hitting on 4s is shitty. So I need more Demon Blades. Like this guy's a Demon Blade, but he doesn't have a plasma, so I have to cut this bolter off and put a plasma on him. So yeah. What's up, Tom? Yeah, I got it started. Nice. What about the range ones? What range ones? The range you'll be safe with side cannon silencer from almost always. Flamers were good like 10 years ago. If you really wanted to experiment with a flamer, you can just keep the front bit off and put like a flamer bit on top, like magnetic that front part. You know, the side cannon where that little kind of circle thing is. You can put a magnet on that and then a magnet on the 4 square flamer, and just say either it's a flamer or it's a side cannon. But that's honestly the only thing I would change. I glue down all my my range weapons, and then the melee weapons I left with magnets. Blightlord Terminators are fucking awesome. Their free weapons are so needed. I actually had a WYSIWYG on my Blightlord Terminators, so I brought them to I think I tested them out. I was bored one day, so I cut off a lot of the Storm Bolters and I put on Combi Bolters, Combi Plasmas. I had a fucking fine Plague Flamer. So I put in a 10-man, I run 2 Combi Meltas, 2 Combi Plasmas, 2 Heavy Flamers, 2 Blight Launchers, 2 Flails. So that way, if they deep strike next to Demon Prince or something with the Arch Contaminator, they get to reroll all the wound rolls within 12 inches of a model. So you can chain them out pretty fucking far, honestly. And then you can spend 1 CP to make their bolters plague weapons. So if you don't want to be too close, you can at least reroll all the plague weapon wounds. And it counts as fleeing vectors. So you get to just murder easy, like orcs or whatever. And there's a little trick that the best Demon Death Guard player who is in our Discord, he runs the floated blight drone from I think it's called the floated blight drone. It's the Forge World one. It moves 14, I think, and he runs it forward with the 2 CP strat where you can put a ferric blight on it, and it runs 14 inches plus d6, and then everything within 6 inches of that, you can extend the range to 6, so you can extend to 12 inches. So everything within 12 inches of that is -1 AP or +1 AP for your guns and -1 toughness. So you basically run that thing fucking 16 to 18 inches like forward, you catch a 12-inch bubble from it, and then everything that shoots whatever's near that bubble just gets evaporated. So that's a little combo with the Blight Lords and the 2 CP strat with not Ferryman, the one Ferric Blight Death Guard list. Fuck, I'm blanking. I forget what it's called. But that list is really, really fun to play. Alright. We painted those guys. We got these fucking dudes. We got a bunch of bolter dudes. I guess we'll paint the bolter guys. I don't know if you want bolter guys. That's the thing. Like, with the 12 units, we need 24. Yeah, I honestly don't need to know if you need these fucking bolter guys. I know you need the axe guys, so we'll definitely paint the axe guys. But we'll save the bolter guys for later. Alright, saving those bolter guys. Let's paint these axe guys. Flash Outbreak, that is the 2 CP strat, and then you could put Ferric Blight as the Flash Outbreak and then kind of extend the range by 6 inches from a Malignant Playcaster. So it's a 12-inch aura when it flies out. So you're basically minimum 26 inches away from him right now, and then you advance. Or you can just kind of move up 14 and then cast that 12-inch. So basically it's a huge aura of -1 AP and -1 toughness. So +1 AP to your guns, and then -1 toughness to the enemy unit. So you're kind of just nuking with guns. Death Guard, honestly, I think Arcs of Omen is going to be a ranged army that is insane in combat. So they're gonna have a really good mix of range attacks as well as getting into combat and just murdering whatever the fuck touches them. So if you, I'm sure you've seen my Death Guard video, but they are still very, very scary in Arcs of Omen. Grey Knight Termes, Pallies, or Troop effective in trading. So trading units, you're going to want to have your most hardest hitting, cheapest units available for trades. You don't really want to trade a 400 point unit. It's just not like you don't. There's not a lot on the enemy team that it's 400 points that you're going to be able to trade easily with. What I mean by trading is, let's say my Interceptor squad, which is now 120 points, can run out and kill a Sanguinary Guard, which is worth 200 points, or a character, which is worth 150 points. So if I sacrifice them to kill a pretty good character on the enemy team, that was a good trade. A unit of troops that are like 100 points that I'm using my 175 point Terminator unit to trade with, not a good trade. So the best trades are your cheapest units for their more expensive units. The best part is Blaze of Victory going first, and they have a unit against the wall, right? A character like a Blood Angel character that's like super viable against the wall, and you're like, all right, he's within 1 inch of the wall, right? And you don't let him move it, right? He placed it there. That was his choice. Don't let him fucking move it. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to pregame move my Interceptor squad up 6 inches. I'm then going to give them full rerolls to hit from Drago. They are then going to hop up 12 inches. And would you say that he has a 6-inch charge? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, great. Reroll charges from the power. So they cast reroll charges, and then you roll. Let's say you roll 5. Great, I get to reroll for free. You roll again. You roll a 7. You get to charge his character on the other side of the wall. Turn 1, kill his fucking character. You cast Sanctuary on that squad, so they have a 4-up invuln save, and you kind of just like block the rest of their army in their deployment zone. That is a good trade. Blocking people in the deployment zone and killing a character at the same time is a good trade. But throwing your guys out on objective to cast Purify Ritual and then they die, not a good trade. That I have done plenty of times. So you're like, well, that fucking sucked, but you can't do anything about it, so you got to move on and try to trade up. Chaos Knights. Somebody asked me this earlier in the comments. Chaos Knights are hard. They have the fucking -1, -3 leadership. You can't shoot them unless they're the closest target. If you fail your dread test, and if you charge them, you have half your movement, which is crazy. 2 games ago, it failed a bunch of, yeah, exactly. Couldn't charge. My guys got shot. So if you can try and have like a 2 or 3 inch charge, that way you know you can't fail the charge, is probably the best way to launch your guys out. I was saying this earlier, where you're not going to be able to kill a knight by yourself, especially if they have like a CP strat to make -1 damage, then you're fucked. But if you can whittle down knights with your dread knights, and then you charge or trade with your interceptors from rhinos, you're going to be able to get out 15 inches from your rhino and be pretty close to that dread. For dreads or chaos knights or knights in general, I try and hide as much as possible throughout the most of the game until they start getting closer. They're melee dudes that get close to me. I can then start trading with them. Your Mortal Wound Librarian, you don't want to kind of throw it out there and just have them die. So you can peek out your Mortal Wound Librarian weapon, right? Let's say he has a halberd. You peek out the halberd to see whatever the fuck you want to shoot at with your psychic powers. Cast 1 CP to extend the range, and then they can't shoot your librarian because let's say he is back, but you're in like an L ruin and there's guys closer to the model that's shooting, so he can't target your librarian because of the lookout sir rule. So they have to target the closest model, which is behind a wall, so they can't target them, so they can't shoot your librarian because of how lookout sir works. So you can kind of get janky with your librarian trying to protect him and shoot mortal wounds at the knights. from a safe distance. And Drago can fucking kill a knight pretty easily. I'll do that. That video was so fun to do. Just because I know that a lot of people got butt hurt with Death Guard. Like I think Art of War said like Death Guard's ranked number like last. Fuck them. Like there's no way. You can't rank an army at the very bottom just because they lost Army Contempt. You have to change your list. You have to mold your list to what the GT packet is all about. And this GT packet is all about killing shit and secondaries. Death Guard still have one of the best secondaries in the entire game. So with Fleeing Vectors getting a buff, with the 3-inch end game objective getting a buff, and all of your Terminators getting free shit, and the points decrease, like Death Guard are in a very, very good position. So I don't want to face them. Like if I was playing Death Guard going against Grey Knights, I honestly be pretty happy. Like I think I can kill Grey Knights with Death Guard. And if I was a Grey Knight player, I'm like, fuck Death Guard. Like that is my mindset going into Death Guard, because I played Death Guard at LVO with my Grey Knights and got murdered because they ran Ferryman. Epic Fiddle Guy, you are fucking awesome. I appreciate you. Anybody who supports the channel, fucking Dirtbag Nation, let's go. I honestly love this. This is cool. Just kind of chilling out, painting some models, and talking shit about 40k. I will do this once a month if this is what you guys like to talk about. I want to do the same thing for Sisters, but I really could only do it for Grey Knights and Death Guard because those are my two main armies and I know them very, very well. I don't know Sisters too much, but I know the game enough to give insight on secondaries for those factions. Same with Chaos Space Marines. I'm going to get a couple more games in with Chaos Space Marines. I'm going to a GT this weekend, so I potentially could do a Chaos Space Marines secondary guide, but there's just so many legions that the video probably would be 45 fucking minutes long. But I need more content to bring in more people, not just one faction. I want to make this a Dirtbag Nation, so I want everybody that plays 40k to subscribe, not just specific factions. So I want to be able to help out people that like the game for the game and like playing the game for the game, not who just want to run the best fucking factions like Art of War and do whatever, you know. So appreciate you, Epic. How long does it take to really master a new faction? Master, see, that's the thing is, I think you can master a faction after like a month maybe. Mastering the core rules is what you should be asking. Core rules is 40k. If you can master the core rules, you can play any army, and that's why Art of War, Tabletop Type, like all these Vanguard Tactics, all these guys that are super competitive and they play in major GTs and they place in major GTs know the core rules on the back of their hand and will argue with you about the core rules because they know them so well. That is why me and the Cuddle Buddies place really fucking high in the world with teams, because all of us know the core rules. So if you give me a broken army, like example Brian, who's in our meta, he's a Cuddle Buddy, he got handed black Dark Angels. So now Dark Angels right now are fucking broken. So if you give a guy who's good at the game, knows the rules, knows the core rules, he fucking gets 300 or 297 out of 300 points on an RTT. Just because he knows the core rules and knows how to run the army the best, that, you know, the way that the core rules work. But he's not an expert at the army. He's just an expert at the core rules. So I hope that explains it. Is you don't have to what's up, Rick? Thanks for joining, man. You don't have to master armies, bro. You have to get good at the core rules. And I'm gonna do a whole guide on that video on how to get better at 40k, and that video hopefully brings in a lot of people, because if you master those specific rules, you are going to get way better at this game. And Rick could definitely back me up on this. If you're going into an RTT and you play the RTT by consolidating or piling in, consolidating onto objective to steal an objective, like little shit like that is going to win you games rather than being the best at one specific action. Yeah, dude, there's so much shit. Like, study the main rulebook, honestly. Make Land Raiders good again, 100%. Being able to assault out of a Land Raider after it moved should be in the game. It would break shit. Like, it'd definitely break probably World Bearers easily, but 100%. Artemis. I have 13 different armies, but I'm just here for the atmosphere. Fuck yeah. Let's go, dirtbags. How about learning the core rules? I've never played a game. I've only been painting so far. I mean, just buy a GT book. It's got most of the core rules in it, and just literally read the core rules, and you'll know the game pretty well. I want to master core rules and missions. Missions are definitely key. Like, I study the missions before the GT. I study the missions before the RTT, so that way in my head I can plan out what secondaries I want to take and where I want to put my army kind of on deployment. I actually want to make a deployment video as well. That's actually a good idea. I should write that down. So picking the secondaries based off the mission is second to picking the secondaries based off your list. You're making a list, and then you're picking the second, or you're making a list based off the secondaries, but then you're placing your army based off the secondaries and your list and the mission, if that makes sense. So the bomb mission is one of my favorite missions. A lot of people hate that mission, but the bomb mission is one of my favorite missions, because here's an example. I played the bomb mission, the first mission at the last RTT, and I had my priest guy from Chaos Space Marine start on the edge of the deployment zone. So he's OBSEC. So all he had to do was walk over that line to get in the opponent territory. And since he's OBSEC, he can place a bomb and it goes off at the end of the turn. So he placed, I think, 4 bombs that, yes, no, not the Master Possession, the other one. He placed 4 bombs that game. By himself, and I planned that out ahead of time. I was like, all right, first game's bomb. What can place a bomb? Cultists can place bombs, legionaries can place bombs, anybody that's OBSEC, infantry can place bombs. So my Master of Possession, that literally all he does is put illusionary supplication, which is transcend Minority unit, and then doesn't do shit for the rest of the game. He's then going to fucking place bombs. So I can hold 2 objectives and place 4 bombs and then get 45 in primary. And that's basically what I did. So I just basically placed bombs. He couldn't defuse them because defusing bombs is a bitch. Like, it's almost impossible to defuse bombs. And playing the game based off the mission that specific way, you're gonna fuck over your opponent. Your opponent's not even gonna think, like, he's not even gonna realize what's happening during your deployment until it happens by turn 3. By turn 3, when you have 3 bombs on the table, he's like, well, fuck. I'm like, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, they're all fucking heretics, right? Master Possession. What the fuck is his name? Priest guy. Somebody name it. Dark Apostle. Yes, epic fiddle guy, Dark Apostle. Yes, so he is the guy that you give OBSEC with the Black Legion relic, so he can walk over and place a bomb for free. What do I gotta do? I got more guys over here. So we have all the bolter guys. I don't know if I'm going to be doing bolter guys or if I should just cut off their arms and make them into chain axes or chain swords and bolt pistols. But I got to do it because that's all I got. All right, so we got these guys left. Guns and things. Oh, Johnny, I bet you could put my head down. Closing the goddamn door. Word bearers, I think, they were my favorite army when the codex came out, because if you read their secondary is amazing, their strats are amazing, their relics are amazing, their warlord traits are amazing. Yeah, Rick, if you can tell, this video is not going to be monetized at all. I don't know how many views we have. But I'm basically getting revenue from my fucking Dirtbag Nation, who are doing super chats. We're up to $16.70 for a super chat. So I get more in the revenue super chats, more than I would get monetizing the video. So yeah. Thank you, Dirtbag Nation, for doing the super chats and hanging out with me and drinking some beers and painting some fucking Chaos Space Marines. So. I used to have a YouTube channel for Raid Shadow Legends, and I would stream. See, Rick, you didn't have to, man. You are the best. Now I have to fucking give it back to you. Definitely, I got a fucking Mad Elf right now. It's 12%. So cheers, Rick. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh, I used to run a channel for Raid Shadow Legends. I got up to like 3,300 subscribers or something. But I would get demonetized all the time because I did a lot of live stuff, live streams. And I can't just sit here and not listen to music. So it's so easy to edit videos while I'm listening to music. But I can't just sit here in silence. Like, I would get fucking bored out of my mind. So I'd rather just kind of listen to music, hang out with you, talk to guys. I don't care about the monetization, and just kind of chill and drink beers. I started I started Facebook, and I'm starting to post as much as I possibly can on Facebook so we can get a broad aspect of more people to the channel. Because I was posting on my main Facebook page, and people would comment and like respond to me and ask me questions in Messenger. I'm like, bro, go on my channel, like go message me on Discord. leave my personal channel alone. It was funny. Rick, I'm gonna have 60 Legionnaires painted by next RTT. Not gonna do great in it, but at least they'll be painted. 3 colors at least. Goes into my... Oh, it's so fucking smart. Oh, that's so smart. See, this is why you're the better streamer than I am. Yeah, super chats are awesome. They just started popping up. Like, the one guy commented, I think I had my first super chat in the Grey Knight secondary video. Was it that one? I think it was the Grey Knight. Fuck, was it the Grey Knight secondary video? It was a Grey Knight specific video. I think that one where the guy commented, or it might have been an RTT video. God, I forget. But dude, that was my first super chat. He gave me, I think he gave me $5, and I like ran out to the living room and I was like, babe, somebody gave me $5 for a super chat, and I was so excited. Because I didn't know that you can like give super chats in comments on videos. I thought it was just like live videos that you can super chat. But this guy was like, hey man, thanks for all the info, you know, for making the video. Really appreciate your work. So it really pumps up content creators, especially smaller content creators. For like even just a dollar. Like that shit really pumps us up and makes us want to keep doing what we're doing. Like, it shows that we're actually giving to the community rather than just bored out of our mind and talking to ourselves on the fucking camera to Right now we got 17 people, so you guys are fucking awesome. To 17 people on stream, painting chaos when we're the #1 Grey Knight player. That makes sense. It is 9:30 at night. Eastern Standard Time. So I got done around 6:30 tonight. I woke. It's kind of my late night. It was like my half late day. I started around 10, got done around 6:30. I knew the stream was starting at 7, so I made dinner like halfway through. Fiance got home from work. We had tacos. They were fucking banging. And I set the stream up during lunch today. So I had everything ready to go. So I got another, I don't know, maybe hour and a half to kill before I got ready for tomorrow. But you should set that stuff up on Noob Havner. Set what stuff up? What are we doing on your channel next, Rick? Mark's back. Mark is the guy who printed me 27 bikes for Chaos. The Super Chat channel membership stuff. Oh, dude. I mean, it's all free. Like, you just set all that stuff up, and then when people want to support you, they kind of like throw a super chat in, and it's on all the major dudes like Vanguard Tactics and Art of War. Like, all they live off of super chats. I watched one of their videos, and I think it might have been Tabletop Titans or Vanguard Tactics, where people would comment $100. I'm like, what? How much disposable income do you have to throw out $100 for a comment? I'm like, bro, I would have given you a customized video of a specific army that you wanted to play and made a whole fucking how-to guide on how to run that army more efficiently, and I would have taken your $100 and invested it to make you a better player instead of just like one comment of, hey man, I love the Vanguard Tactics, you're awesome. But hey man, to each his own. If you got that disposable income, you spend it the way you want to spend it, right? I got a wedding. I got to save up. I can't go to fucking 20 GTs like I did last year. Enforcer, you are the best. Thank you so much. I was trying to describe Patreon to my fiance. I'm like, it's like an OnlyFans for geeks. Like, it's for us. She's like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah. And here comes the comment from Mark, like, I should start an OnlyFans site. FEP. Replacing my FEP. What's FEP? Don't tempt me, man. Don't tempt me. If girls can make 50K a month on their feet pics, I think we can explore some shit. My fiance's down. Don't tell her I said that. Oh my god, dude, the internet is crazy. The internet is wild. It's just funny because it's a plastic sheet on the 3D printer. Oh, got it. I'm not a 3D printer connoisseur yet. I got Mark for that, so he's my 3D printer guy, all the way from Canada. Don't make fun of me. Ultimate strategy of life, not talented enough to make living playing 40k, not enough to sell pictures. Oh god, there's so many people that I know would fit into that role right there. Dude, my team, the Cuddle Buddies, are so fun to play with, and they're just how do I describe them? They all love the game so much. And Craig, who's like our captain, just wants to get into the competitive scene so much. And with me getting into YouTube and all this shit, like, I'm trying to grow the store, Cuddle Buddies, all that shit as much as humanly possible. And it's just so cool to find a team that you fit in so well with and have a connection with, like, in and outside of the game. Like we all go over to our guy Jax's like once or twice a month, and we just play fucking 40k. We order food, we drink beers, and we just hang out like literally all night. Like, I hang out with my team honestly more than my friends I grew up with. Like, my friends that I grew up with, they're all having families now, having kids, you know, doing their jobs, and it's like I see these guys every Monday for game night, and then every tournament like once a month, and then mostly once a month on Fridays. Like, I see these guys so fucking much. It is awesome to find a group that you can fit in so well with. And even if it's just like online, like when we're just hanging out doing shit like this shit is cool. Oh, good song. Name the song. Everywhere we go, bitches always know that Charlie Sheen is God. We need that, he loves to show, bitch. Trying to. Honestly, before 40k, it was War Machine. War Machine, I was very competitive at. I went to a bunch of TTs. I placed, like, won a bunch of them, all that stuff. But when COVID hit, it just died. And I was never into it. Yes, let's go. Franklin got it. So I was never into it as much as I am with 40k. And 40k is so much bigger than War Machine is. Like, it's literally worldwide. And you could do so much with 40k. Henry Cavill even is getting into it. So it's like, I could go so much further with 40k than I could War Machines. That's kind of what made me do the switch, as well as obviously COVID and everything. Like, it just died during COVID. But 40k is literally unlimited. I have Jack and guys who are on the team that have been playing for fucking, 10, 15, 20 years. And they're still playing like every fucking weekend. So I feel like this game is never just going to die anytime soon. So being able to start it now and grow a community like the Dirtbag Nation is going to be huge for myself, huge for my friends, my family, the Cuddle Buddies, you guys. Like, being able to find a content creator that is, I guess, into it as much as I'm into it, like almost addicted, is pretty cool to say. And me being a part of that also is pretty cool. We're getting pretty deep into this. I did not mean to get this deep into it. I'm sorry. But I did paint a shit ton of guys. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Holy shit. We're at 55 guys. I got 5 more guys to paint to hit our 60 goal. There's a new app for looking for 40k groups. It's like beta or something. Might be cool. Dude, know the feeling. I used to play so much Magic. Yeah, Magic the Gathering is still insanely big. Local scene pretty well died over COVID. Since it couldn't have events, 40k was easier to set up. Won't be one with gathering limits. Oddly enough, 40k is somehow cheaper. I heard that too. I heard Magic the Gathering is insanely expensive, especially if you want to stay in the current meta. So what's funny about this is I did well in the current meta with an army that was not in the current meta, i.e. Grey Knights. So going back to what I was saying prior, if we can teach people how to play the game with the core rules, give them a good fucking army and they will dominate their their local meta pretty fucking easily. Thanks, Rick. Thanks for joining, man. Hit me up for the next stream so we can get something going. Doesn't have to be Grey Knights. It could be if you want, but I got to get another Grey Knight video on the channel so we can talk about it. But yeah, I'll definitely do how to set up terrain for you. I think that'll be a good one. How to place your army, how to set up your army on the table. Because that, honestly, I think you can win the game based off of that. Or lose the game based off of that. Yeah, hit me up, Rick. I've played, so when I came into the meta, into the 40k scene, I was a very competitive War Machine player. I'm making Edgar more effect. So I folded. Oh my god, that's crazy. Like $500 could buy you a lot on Facebook Marketplace of a army. You could basically buy a whole army for $500 for Warhammer. But I was getting into I was very competitive with no, I want to see it though. I was supposed to see it last Friday, but I had free tickets. So when I got to the theater, my seats that I was going to get, which were like the seats right up front, there was 2 seats left, were sold out. So me and my fiance just went out to dinner instead. I hate sitting all the way in the front row on a fucking movie. Like, I will never do it. Back to my story. So being competitive at War Machine and then transferring into 40k, I had a couple of the cuddle buddies teach me the 40k rules and playing games and stuff like that. There's this one guy, John, who's really good at the game. I basically got him better at the game for my play style. Like, he wasn't used to something being super aggressive and super precise. I brought all my widgets from War Machine over to 40k, which helped out so much, which got all the cuddle buddies into widgets and basically measuring almost to a T. But going from War Machine to 40k, it was completely different with the lackadaisical measurement and tape measure and shit like that. I brought my widgets to, and if I can pre-game move my Dread Knights with Blades of Victory and get line of sight onto his Tyranids like Hive Guard, he was never used to that. So being able to like be so precise and move my models, pre-game move all that shit and get line of sight on different vectors for his Hive Guard and blow up a Hive Guard turn 1, dude, you can lose a game by your deployment if you don't set them up defensively enough. Like, if I can get line of sight in turn 1 with you on a unit that you didn't want to get line of sight on, that's bad. So having a video on how to place your units without dying turn 1, I think is huge, especially with Arcs of Omen being able to deploy off the table as much as you want for free. That's huge. That's going to change this meta a lot. And it's already changed. Like, I literally played Knights yesterday, and he reserved his big Knight and 3 Melted Knights off the table turn 1. So I couldn't shoot on him, I couldn't get anywhere near him, I couldn't charge him, whatever. And then he walks on and just fucking nukes whatever he wants, because he can walk on any table edge besides mine. So right, if you could post in Discord if it's worth it. I know the people who rate shit, Rotten Tomatoes, said it sucked, but the fans liked it, so I'm excited for it. My goal this season is, when I moved to Demons, was to get better at combat or better move. So combat in its own is its own like phase. So the charge phase, right? So you there's a slingshot effect, which not a lot of people say out loud, but I call the slingshot like fucking Ricky Bobby. You can roll like a 12, and let's say you're only 2 inches away from the unit that you want to charge. Well, you can slingshot your fucking units 12 inches past that unit that you're charging to get on an objective or near another unit to consolidate into that unit so they can't shoot you the next turn. So there's a lot of small shit in the charge phase that you can do to really better the charge phase for you next turn. So there's a lot of stuff in my videos that I'm trying to give examples for on how to slingshot or get better at charges, or consolidation move. Like if you're slow like Death Guard, you can basically have an 8-inch charge, pile in for 3 inches, and then consolidate for 3 inches. That's 14 inches. Like, and you only move 5 a turn. So you're basically tripling your movement speed in just the charge phase. And shit like that is the small stuff that I'm talking about, where if you master the small things, you're going to get really good at the game really quickly. What does a good table look like in terms of... That is a good video, because there's a lot of comments on Discord of people showing pictures of their games, and there's almost no terrain, or it was set up by a player that purposely set it up that way. Now, if you're going to play a game of 40k and there's not even terrain on both sides, especially against guard, there's no point of even putting your models on the table. Like, you're not going to have a good time. You're not going to learn anything. He's not going to learn anything. It's literally just him rolling dice and just taking your models off the table. There's no point of playing a game. So if you're going to play a game, you want to make sure that you either play player place terrain, or you have a set terrain based off of your local meta, like Games Workshop terrain, for example, or our alternate universes terrain. Like, it's set up already before you even walk in the door, so that way when you play the game, it's the same every single table. So if you're going to play a game, that's what I would suggest doing, is making sure that it's 100% even, so that way you can test out different shit. The charge consolidate is such a great move. Charge into something that can't shoot, and well, yeah, like flamers when they, demon flamers when they were fucking broken. Consolidating into them is huge. Consolidating into a tank is huge. Is building a phase level checklist. Charge phase, can use slingshot to set up tag shooting you. Yeah, 100% Tau. It's great into. Reasonably, or you just, so if you want to charge a recruit unit and then consolidate into their big Tau unit, and the thing with Tau is they can only shoot in engagement range. So if you tag a fucking droid and they can't get their models into engagement range, which is 1 inch, not inch of an inch or half of an half. So if they can get into 1 inch of you, then yes, they can shoot you. But if you tag a droid that's like kind of on the outskirts of their list or their unit, they can't shoot you in the next phase. They have to fall back. Some units can't fall back and shoot. So basically you tagged up and tied them up for one whole unit or one whole thing, or you stop the 400 point unit from shooting that turn. So those little tags are fucking huge. Mr. Dinesh family, I'm sorry, I don't have a translator in the chat where I can read that. But I appreciate it. Thanks for commenting. Hopefully it's not spam, because it looks like spam. Literally. Somebody kick this guy. I mean, I guess you're doing well if the bots have arrived, right? Server number is not coming. What? Is that real? What the hell does that mean? Now we are painting Possess. So we got 20 more Possess to paint. Keeble already painted 10 of these for us, so we need to paint 20 more. And these are the 3D printed ones. They're fucking cool ass models. But they have so much like design on them. Is it breathing heavy at least? Dude, anybody who likes painting, I respect the shit out of you. Because there's a lot of people in this world that are very good at painting, and I am not. It's like you see those paint jobs on Facebook, and it's like you feel like you're painting with a fucking crayon. And that's how I feel. Alright, one possessed. Dry brushed. Done. Dude, I have 20 of these 3D printer ones, and then I have the old school ones. They're smaller. I have to put them on the bigger base. But the old school ones, they're very tiny compared to the new ones. This is an old school one. This is an old school one. But I figured I brought them out and I can use them again because Possessed are pretty good. But the new Possessed are fucking huge, and the 3D printed ones are enormous. But at least the older ones are still viable. You can still use them. Good song. Alright, so I got most of this dry brush done tonight. So I think... fuck. And then I have to really decide what I'm going to make my list to be for the next RTT. I think I'm going to go with Night Lords, which if I run Night Lords, I already have the list like built, ready to go. And it's already painted, so I don't really have to do that. So if I'm going to run Alpha Legion, then I'll have to paint 60 fucking Legionnaires in different colors to make sure that they're differentiated. Dude, this phone is so hot right now. It literally feels like it's gonna explode. Let's see if I can shut this off. How do you like that game, Ben? Of course, Ben. Let me know on Discord if you ever want to go over some shit. But Darktide is the ogre dude, right? Yo, epic. Appreciate you guys again. Thanks for joining. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments. And thanks for hanging out. Update the game greatly in the coming weeks. Dude, I still have the one game Dark the Grey Knight one, downloaded on my computer, and I still have only played it like once. Nice. Oh. This looks so much better. Wow, you can actually see the model now. This is the Pixel 6 compared to the Pixel 1. Trying to get it right. All right, that looks good. What's up, gents? What other questions you got for me? Got 12%. These possessed models have like little eyeballs in like all the crevices that I can't wait to paint. I think that would look really cool. Just a little fucking eyeball staring at you the whole time. Ah, Christmas music. Artemis, appreciate you. Thanks for joining, man. Hit me up in Discord if you need anything. It was definitely fun. Kind of want to run the 30 possess list with word bears. It's 30 possessed, the master possession times 2, a knight's armor curse, so 2 of those, one with the Jentzsch, and then one with on a 5+ you get a CP back. And they ignore cover saves, so their AP2 is actually pretty fucking good. 3 damage, 60-inch range, hitting on 3s. But you have them basically for like fire support in the back, while your demons just kind of fucking run forward. They all have a 4-up and 1 save because of the master possessions. And one of them has the -1 to wound relic on the 10-man. The other 20-man are kind of going on the flanks, doing some secondaries before they have to charge in. Then I think there's a Demon Prince in there. For which army? Is it going to be Chaos, Grey Knights, Death Guard? So Grey Knight favorite relic. I think the favorite one that you can't live without would have to be the Sigil. Whether it be the Sigil on the Grandmaster Dread Knight or the Librarian. So if you run no Grandmaster Dread Knight, you put on the Librarian. Because it's funny when the Librarian comes down 15 inches away, casts all the buffs, and then they try to shoot at him, and then he fucking just skates away and does it again. So Sigil I definitely think is my favorite go-to, must-have, 100% relic. My other secondary favorite relic would happen to be something that I don't use that often. Actually, the other best one is the one that you put on the other Librarian, which is basically +1 of their armor save and a 5-up Feel No Pain. If I could put that on a fucking Grandmaster, that would be so good. But you can't. So that would be the second one. Sacrifice or something is the relic. And then the one which is the Vault, which not a lot of people actually run. It is a Fight First relic. So if you run a list like Blades of Victory or Rapier's list, you can bring a character that brings the Vaults, which the Vault gives the Fight First. So it's really good into like putting that on your Grandmaster or putting on somebody else that runs up with the Interceptors for Blades of Victory. So that we at least have one unit that can fight first, always, and the other unit has the 4 of invuln save. Those would probably be my favorites. What about you? What do you think your favorite one is? Dude, I always read the codex like randomly to see if there's anything that like I haven't run in a while or there's something that I missed. But the sigil I found out pretty early on, and when I ran it with my paladin build, it was just so scary. Like you basically put it on the 10-man paladin brick, who have a sanctuary. They have the apothecary right next to them. They have all the hammers in the list. And then on top of that, the apothecary has the vault relic, so that way he can fucking just give them fight first. So no matter who the fuck charges in, they're probably not going to kill the whole unit, but they might have charged 2 units into him. So then the paladins just fucking fight before the second unit and just murder them. So that relic, again, not a lot of people know about it, but it is pretty fun. It honestly, it's only certain lists because we have a lot of good warlord traits that we want to take. So it's hard to fit in unless you're running specific Blades of Victory, rapiers, or like apothecary build, something like that. That's probably when I would be taking it. The sigil, you just noticed that, or the vault? Because the sigil goes on the Grandmaster, and it's the best, one of the best relics probably in the game. I would argue with that. One, two, three, four, five, six. Painting, I hate painting. To make my sisters grow, welcome to the new age, to the new age, welcome to the new age, to the new age. Da-da-da-da. What other questions you got? My dog watches the TV and literally barks at the TV anytime something comes up. It could be another animal, it could be another dog, it could be fucking a hand, like in Wednesday. He will fucking bark at it. He literally will sit there and just watch TV waiting for something to pop up so he can bark at it. So a hint on tides is just start in a tide of the mortal wound one, where you get extra 6-inch range for your side bolt ammunition or side weapons, and 6s in melee do mortal wounds. If you just stay in that tide for the rest of the game and just remember that 6s in melee do mortal wounds, and your Dread Knights shoot 30 fucking inches, that's all you really need. Like, I haven't switched tides in probably 7-8 months. So that's a little hint, is just start in one tide. And that way you don't even have to bring warp shaping. You could say, fuck it, I'm not even going to care about that because I'm only going to stay in one tide and never switch to another tide. So that is my hint, is just run one tide. First reading, I thought it auto changed each turn. Stressful. Oh yeah, definitely. Wording is huge in these codexes. There's so many words. I'm trying to fucking the keywords, especially. Keywords are so annoying. I just don't like. I don't know how new players can get into a game this complex. Because if I didn't have like all the people explain to me what the fuck a brotherhood was, or a tide, or a keyword, like I would like throw the book against the wall. There's so many fucking extra shit in this book that you don't need. Stratagems, like what? Played the first 10 games without using any stratagems. Because there's just so much to this game. It's ridiculous. And I think in 10th edition they're reducing a lot of it. If you look at the World Eaters Codex, there's almost no stratagems. I think there's like 8 for the whole army. Everything is just built into the units. So with 10th edition coming up, I think that's what they're going to be leaning towards. Is everything is going to be built into the keywords, or built into the units, so you don't have to rely that many stratagems. But what other questions you got? Oh shit, chat revenue, $22.66. Let's fucking go. You guys are fucking awesome. Super chats, amazing, love you. Let's go Dirtbag Nation. 2,000 subscribers. Holy shit, did not expect that in the first year. Stop making fun of me. Is that a wet palette? Like I painted or I dry brushed 60 Legionnaires, and I'm working on my 10th Possessed right now. So when you come back, these guys will be ready for you to take over. I think I'm going to do the 30 Possessed build. Just don't know when. Maybe my next game RTT might be Night Lords, but most of the shit's already painted. So I don't know what these guys are going to be fucking painted as. I don't know if I'm going to paint them as Legionnaires. I mean, Alpha Legion, or if I want to stick to just everybody being Night Lords. I was thinking maybe half of them be Alpha Legion, like a cool, like, what's the color? Turquoise color? Teal? Like a really cool teal color, like a shiny one, kind of like the Night Lords. And then build half of them like a red color, either for word bearers or corn. Because half of them are corn anyway. So if I build them like a shiny red, I can use them in a bunch of different lists as corn models. So that's why I'm waiting for those the 10 chosen that you have with the war towns. They're gonna look fucking cool. I wish I can paint those, or at least dry brush those for you. Babe.
Yeah.
So a bunch of people like came and left, but what? I used my actual phone, and it's like so much clearer. Yeah, it picks the closest model or the closest target, and it focuses in on that instead of the fucking Google Pixel 1. Bullshit.
Anyway, people joined in left and what?
Yeah, so we made $22.66 on Super Chats. That means that people gave us money for our wedding and asked to comment or said we're fucking awesome and and supported the channel. Yeah, everybody's commenting over the wedding. They're like, oh my god, I can't believe you and Alex are getting married. Congratulations, that's fucking awesome.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But still, it's going towards the wedding. So if anybody wants to super chat for the wedding and comment for the wedding, I will answer whatever questions you guys want. Look how many people I painted. 60 Legionnaires and 10 Possessed. And I've still got 10 more old school Possessed.
Very cool.
Fucking nuts. Do you want to help?
No.
Damn
it. Nice try.
You don't have to go in tomorrow, right?
No.
Good.
Can you eat a banana when it's still green? Well,
It's probably going to taste like shit. Like, it doesn't even taste like a banana at that point. A potato. Yep. Beer. They're so shiny. Franklin supported the wedding. $25.
woo!
Franklin is amazing. Babe, Franklin's gonna pay for a whole wedding. He's getting close to it. He's crushing it on the fucking Dirtbag Nation right now. Frank, man, appreciate you. You're fucking awesome. You just made my fiance's night. I said he made your night. Now she thinks we're talking shit on her, which we probably are. Yeah, you did. Come say hi to Franklin. Babe, come here. Come say hi.
I don't want to be in the camera.
Well, you're gonna have to be. Right. So,
Where do I look?
For the that's the camera. Say thank you.
Thank you.
So they're just commenting right there. And Franklin, he's a grandmaster on the Dirtbag Nation.
Mm-hmm.
So he supports us a lot. And we're gonna play online game with him. So
Fun.
this is what she has to put up with. You wanna paint?
No.
Fuck. She helped me paint my zombies, actually, for a death card. Would you paint about 20 fucking zombies?
I think I just have to be in the mood to paint.
You're not in the mood right now?
No.
Damn it.
I've worked all day.
I literally am almost done. I have 9 more guys. And then I'll be done. Because then all these guys have to have fucking... Okay. Ah!
What'd they say? Mrs. Freak? That's hilarious.
Mr. Dirtbag. So that's the guy that's what he's gonna look like.
Is it what?
No.
Oh.
So I have to paint the blue, the skin, and then the red and gold. This is just the fucking dry brush.
I thought you sent these for someone else to paint.
Yeah, Mike, who commented. He said, get a wet palette. So he's he's in another state right now. He's gone for fucking 6 months.
So he can't paint.
Yeah, that's why I'm painting right now. He left me, so I am forced to paint these fucking guys.
Can't you use the guys that are already painted?
Yeah, but I want to paint all of the chaos, so that way I can make different lists and shit.
Got it.
Even though I probably will only run them a couple times. I found out there's a chick online who like talks about 40k, and she has like 20,000 subscribers already. Just because she's a chick and she talks 40k.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's fucked up, right? It's sexist. Like, why can't we have 20,000 subscribers?
Is she pretty?
I mean, she's pretty in the sense that she's a 40k chick.
I'm just saying, like, that's probably why they're watching her instead of you.
Oh, snap. Shots fucking fire.
Alright, I'm going now.
Yeah.
It was nice joining. Goodbye.
Say thanks to Frank.
Thanks, Frank. I can't read. Oh, thank you. Okay, goodbye.
Go watch your drama shows. Reality TV. Yeah, she has an OnlyFans, 100%. Later, Brisky. Baby, I just wanna know. Keep it on the low. I'm realizing this now, that this trim is gonna be a bitch to fucking paint. I just wanna know. Frank. A wedding is so fucking much money. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hopefully you heard my whispers. Oh, good. So you already jumped off the cliff. What's up, Tristan? Oh, thanks, bro. Dude, LVO is fucking awesome. Like, you meet such cool people around the Faceverse, around the world. Like, it's so cool. Let me know what you liked, what you enjoyed. Trying to grow the channel. We just hit 2K literally yesterday, so I was like, all right, we got to do something. So I'm like, all right, I'll bring out my Mad Elf. We'll drink fucking 12% beers and just paint all my fucking Legionnaires, which is ridiculous. I have 60 Legionnaires that I just painted or dry brushed, and then we have 20 possessed, which I have 6 more to primer, and then I have to go back and paint all the blue on fucking everybody, and then hand it over to Keeble, who's our main painter, to finish it off. But crazy. Dude, Tristan, there's gonna be so much extra shit coming on the channel. It's gonna be nuts. Like, I think once I start doing the how-to videos and win more 40k games, it's gonna take off. Slowly gonna get probably 1,000 views or 1,000 subscribers just from those videos. So I'm trying to put as much detail and effort into them as I possibly can. So hopefully I get a shit ton of views from them and more subscribers. Ryan, bro. Gotta go meet the kid for the movie. Dude, Ryan, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Let me know in Discord what you honestly think about it, because I'm gonna go see it. Like, it's a Marvel movie, so obviously I'm gonna go see it. But I definitely want to know some personal reviews on it, because I think Loki was definitely one of the coolest Disney Plus shows. And with Khan, like, he was such a cool actor. Like, he's going to be in the Creed 3 movie, but he's such a badass actor, and I think him as Khan is going to be sick. And Paul Rudd is hilarious and amazing, and I will watch anything that he's in. But yeah, let me know what it is. I appreciate it. Thanks for the super chat. You're fucking awesome. And let me know in Discord how it goes, or if you have any questions. I'll be here for you, broski. Fuck. Alright, we got 5 more guys. 5 more dudes. I'll answer any final questions, but we got 5 guys. And then I think that's all my drive rush. And I'll show you how many I fucking painted tonight, because it's ridiculous. But any questions, fire away, please. I will be here for another half an hour. I love this guy. This guy's like sticking the finger up to the world. Where is he? It won't even focus in on it. So right there. He's like, fuck all y'all. He's got both of the fingers up. This is probably my favorite dude right here. He might be my captain. I'll use the old school model for my new possessed models. Yeah, it's Flyleaf Deluxe Edition. It's funny. It's one of my favorite songs, and I don't even know who the fuck sings it. I'm so bad with music. It's almost like Evanescence, right? It sounds like her. Plus, there's a lot of YouTubers. Like, I listen to a lot of the YouTube music, and there's a lot of like cover YouTube songwriters on YouTube. So like I just literally listen to that all day while I'm working. And this song, a lot of people sing. I think one of my favorite bands, honestly, is In This Moment. I got into them in college. And they started doing covers. Like, they just did a cover of We Will Rock You. That's fucking badass. I think the song that got me into this type of music was Riot. I forget who sings it, but it's like, let's start a riot. Riot, let's start a riot. Riot. And my roommate in college listened to all that shit because he was a pitcher. So pitchers, they just fucking blast music before they get on the mound. And during his study, he, of course, it's like the same way. So he fucking blasts this, like all this type of music. And that's honestly what got me into this type of music, was a fucking pitcher listening to Screamo during college. Three Days Grace, yeah, that's them. I mean, we grew up to fucking My Chemical Romance and shit, so we started with a lot of shit already. RX, that one song, that's definitely one of my favorite songs. It's like the high song, and then the heroin song I think is really good. The RX song is, I think I know all the words to that song. What's up, John? Dude, I mentioned you so many times during this fucking stream. First, I started off with you teaching me how to play this game, and then I started off with playing NIDS, and then I started off, you lose the game by deployment with getting a measurement off on Hive Guard and killing a whole unit of Hive Guard at turn 1. But it was all good things. Don't worry, it was nothing bad. But I miss you. Wish you were here. And our games were always fucking good. Especially the first game where you destroyed me with your fucking Space Marines. And starting 9 inches away from me and then just moving up and charging the shit out of me. Dude, Hive Guard, when they were broken, if I could get line of sight on them and shoot them with 3 Dread Knights, like it was just bad. And once I did it to you once, you never let it happen again. So it's like I've used all my secret strats against you, and all of a sudden it never worked ever again. Because you would set up the thing, and then you would pre-measure before I even went first, and you were like, all right, can you see me? And I'm like, no. So you kind of like, you set up so that way I couldn't shoot you guys ever again. Casgrin? Is it guard? Who's that? Yeah, In This Moment was really cool band. I wish I could see him live. I almost saw him live one time. Yeah, New Guard I heard is fucking disgusting. In This Moment is definitely one of my favorite bands. Here's 3 Days Grace right now. Blood. I have this CD that I still have in my car. Anytime like my phone doesn't work with Bluetooth or whatever, I'll just fucking put the CD in and listen to the CD. I'm sure if I heard them, I probably have heard them before. But the past, I guess, ever since college was when I started listening to like that type of music. And now I can honestly listen to just Screamo and just kind of relax and just chill. So even country, like I fucking went full circle. I can listen to almost anything now. My fucking fiance bought XTU concert tickets because Luke Bryant is going to headline there. So I'm literally seeing country coming this summertime. So oh my god. Alright, so I have to show you how much shit we just painted. Alright, let me show you how much we just painted. Oh, broken. Alright, so we got these 10 guys, the possessed, and then we got all of the legionnaires. And more possessed. So we painted 20 possessed, or sorry, dry brushed. We dry brushed 20 possessed, and then we dry brushed all WYSIWYG legionnaires with some more on the laptop. I got some beer and more of those guys. So a shit ton. Now I have to fucking paint all the shit blue in the upcoming weeks. We got High Lord blue. It's going to be the Night Lord's theme. So we got the High Lord blue. And I got to fix all of the gold. I need the gold. He has the gold. I don't have the gold. But I'm going to be able to paint all the blue on most of this shit. Which is going to take fucking forever. Thanks, John. Hopefully come up soon. It'd be cool. We get a game in, even if it's TTS. Let me know. It might be one day, you know, during work, so we can get a game in. Ah, fuck. All right, gents. Well, I'm wrapping this up. Just cleaning up my shit. Dog's barking. Gotta get ready for tomorrow. But join the Discord. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Up to 2020, I think, as of right now. And a shit ton of videos are coming out. So, thanks, gents. Appreciate y'all. Have a beer on me. And we'll see you in another video soon. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate you.